On social media, that money would go out when Democrats in the government shutdown. At the White House, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
The president does not want to have to tap into this fund in the future, and that's what he was referring to in his Truth Social post. So the Department of Agriculture, as for the latest SNAP payment in the judge's order, put out guidance to states today on how to get that money to the recipients of SNAP, but it's going to take some time.
Authorities say they've arrested 2 Massachusetts men in connection with the weekend explosion at Harvard Medical School. The 2 are 18 and 20 years old. U.S. Attorney Lee Foley.
Security videos showed the defendants allegedly exiting the building through a first-floor emergency exit and fleeing the area in opposite directions between 12:45 and 2:50 a.m. Apparently, they were aware that they may have been caught on security footage because they began ditching distinctive items of clothing that they were previously wearing.
The blast occurred on the 4th floor at an area that houses labs and offices associated with the neurobiology department. No one was injured. Today is Election Day, and one of the closely watched races is in New Jersey, where Republican Jack Ciattarelli is facing off against Democrat Mikey Sherrill. Voters have their reasons.
It's a Trump man, and honestly, I hate Trump more than I hated my ex-husband.
Jack Ciattarelli promised to end sanctuary cities day one. He promised to appoint proper attorney generals, prosecutors who will actually fight crime and care about the safety of the people over here and are going to put politics aside.
Former Vice President Dick Cheney has died. He was 84. Former correspondent Peter Mayer covered the Bush-Cheney White House.
Cheney helped develop a new national security strategy following 9/11. He was a hardliner, especially on the eventual Iraq war policy that the Bush administration linked to the terror threat.
Cheney died from complications of pneumonia and other health issues. Jeff Gilbert reports Jeep is recalling 320,000 plug-in hybrid vehicles.
These are vehicles that run on both battery and gasoline. The Wrangler and Grand Cherokee 4xEs have a high voltage battery issue that can lead to a fire risk. For now, owners should park the vehicles outside and not charge them.
On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are lower. Big tech companies are pulling them down. The Dow off 300 points. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive. See why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive to stay protected on the road. See for yourself at Progressive.com.
A listeria outbreak grows. The food you need to avoid coming up. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Heather, this report brought to us by the Emerald Queen Casino. This is a time of day where traffic dips to a lull, and right now all of our major roadways are looking pretty good. We do have road work still in Seattle, blocking the left lane north 5 at 520. That backup has thinned down quite a bit since our last report, but you're still in about a 1 mile backup starting near Mercer. South 5, you're looking good, just a little crowding across the Ship Canal Bridge. In Auburn, eastbound 18, just prior to State Route 167, got a couple vehicles over on your right shoulder. Traffic is backed up to Weyerhaeuser Way. Some drive times: Bellevue to Everett, 25 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 20 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia, a half hour. Comedian Tom Segura is back November 29th at the Emerald Queen Casino. Get ready for another night of nonstop laughs only at the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. A listeria outbreak linked to frozen pasta meals has now sickened 27 people in 18 states, including a woman in Snohomish County. More from KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss.
Symptoms from listeria include fever, muscle aches, and tiredness, and they can hit as early as 3 days and as late as 10 weeks after. Food safety attorney Bill Marler says if there's a chance you have any of the recalled items, get rid of them. Don't take a chance trying to cook out the contamination.
You know, it's not worth the risk.
We are putting a list of the recalled items on mynorthwest.com. Seattle police have released photos of a man who robbed and bit off the finger of an 88-year-old woman at her home on 64th Avenue South last month. Neighbor Chris Potts tells KIRO 7 TV.
All kinds of cops out here. Fire truck pulls up. All we heard the cops tell the fire department is she's missing a finger. My daughter and I are like, what?
Detectives say the suspect is believed to be a man in his 30s, and you can see photos of him on mynorthwest.com. On this election day, authorities want to reassure you your ballots will be handled and counted securely. King County election spokesperson Haley Watkins explains.
So after you drop that ballot into a drop box, it's going to be collected by a trained team of 2, brought directly back to our facility here in Renton for processing. And processing happens under the watchful eye of observers from both major political parties, nonpartisan observers, and the public can even watch us work at home on our live stream webcams that are available on our website.
You have until 8 tonight to put your ballot in a drop box. Seattle's Major League Soccer team stays alive in the playoffs with a big win. The Sounders beat Minnesota United 4-2 at Lumen Field last night. Game 3 in the best-of-3 series is set for Saturday in St. Paul. Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh is officially a finalist for American League MVP.
The pitch to Cal, swinging a drive, deep to right field. There it is, number 60.
Raleigh's 60 home runs set a record for a catcher and a switch hitter. And this just in, sources are telling the Seattle Times the Mariners have formally exercised a contract option on ace closer Andres Munoz for the 2026 season. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 53 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right? Is it only Tuesday? Good golly. For weekend. November 4th, Tuesday. It does feel like it should be the weekend tomorrow. It's not. All right. Well, it's election day. A lot of elections up in the air. Lots of stuff to discuss.
So much going on. I have my personal caffeine valet bringing in here. Thank you very much.
We got some
the
guests.
Service around here, yeah.
Some guests we'll talk to later in the show. Lots of fun stuff.
See the mayor here this morning?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's really gripping and grinning, pressing the flesh, kissing babies.
There you go. Is there babies in here?
They brought in babies for him to kiss for photo ops.
That's funny.
He detailed my car in the parking lot.
Why did he bring babies in here?
Right. He detailed my car in the parking lot. It was a little embarrassing. I said, Your Honor, I don't live in the city of Seattle.
You just got to do what
so
you got to do.
He threw mud back on the car. I mean, he's a thorough worker. He's a good man.
It is nice. Yeah. He's trying.
He's trying.
He's trying. Let's just jump right into it. First things first. It's a wild time in politics right now. Mayor, I almost said Mayor Katie Wilson. Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell running against Katie Wilson.
Yeah.
She is likely to win. She's very, very likely to win. I know he's doing a lot of interviews. I think he's, of the two candidates, I think he's clearly got the resume that he would be better for the job. I'm looking at all the betting markets, and I'm watching as they are indicating what they indicated in the big 2024 presidential election and what they indicated in the 2016 election that nobody saw coming. And, I mean, it favors Katie Wilson pretty heavily.
You know, people turn to polls, and polls are valuable. But you did this last election cycle, and it blew my mind. But if you want to know what's going to happen, follow the bettors.
People bet with
go to Vegas.
Absolutely. Go to Vegas.
Polls are polls. People lie to pollsters.
People will mislead pollsters on purpose.
Exactly right.
Because they don't want their views represented because they want to mess the poll up and they want to.
And there's a privacy thing about your vote.
Yeah.
You know, that's dear to people, and I respect that. But, Vegas, they get it right.
They tend to.
I mean, they get football games by a half a point 99% of the time.
Okay, that's the craziest part. You watch these football games where the spread is whatever it is, and they are so close.
Right? On the total points, on you name it.
Yes,
points,
there's a million things that can happen. They kind of get it. They usually get it.
Yeah.
Because people, when it comes to their money, that's the thing they care most about.
That's right.
And they're pretty smart with their money.
So Vegas likes Katie Wilson, huh?
Well, here's a few different markets. So here's some betting markets. The Kalshi, which is it's not officially, it's kind of a different thing. It's like this weird trading market, but it's essentially a way to work around the betting markets because we have different rules in Washington about what you can bet on.
Nudge, nudge.
So you can trade on certain things. So Katie Wilson, according to this Kalshi, somebody know how to pronounce that? This market has her with an 82% chance. Bruce Harrell has a 22% chance of winning. Her numbers have been steadily climbing since summer. They switched in summer. They were about even through July, and then she started gaining and he started dropping off. When you look at, this is interesting because when you look at New York, we're also seeing in New York, Mamdani, he, according to Polymarket, and they're both socialists, which is why I'm making the comparison. They're both coastal cities. I'm sorry. He has a 92% chance of beating Andrew Cuomo in that race. Now, Andrew Cuomo's a very flawed candidate, and maybe if they had run somebody else, maybe it would have been different. Who knows?
Didn't he not win the primary and said, I'm running anyway?
He's an independent.
I mean, yeah,
he's running as an independent. Yeah. So he has been climbing, kind of closing the gap in the polls. But according to the betting market, Mamdani has a 92% chance of winning that race. And Katie Wilson, also, if you look at Predict It, also is another betting market. Predict It has Mamdani winning. You can buy shares of the odds of them winning. Again, these are all ways around.
Oh, that's how they get around. Okay.
So Mamdani has a 99. If you want to buy a bet with him, it's a 99 cents per share. So your return is not a ton because it's expected that he's going to win.
Win like $1 or so. You get 90 cents to win $1. Is that what it is?
Win a cent. You bet $1, you win a cent. Katie Wilson, if you want to buy a share of her winning, she's at 83 cents. So it's basically like 83% chance of winning according to that. So it's very close to that other betting market who has her at 82%. So the betting markets are favoring Katie Wilson. But the thing that I'm interested in, that I've just been watching in wonder and in awe, she has never done anything like this. Like the job, she's never done it. At least with Bruce Harrell, and this might be the thing that is also working against him.
Mm-hmm.
He's just the establishment guy. He's been in office for like 10 years longer, local politics, than anybody else.
Right.
He's just been around a long time. Do you get a sense with him that he's especially exciting as a candidate? Do you think people get excited by him?
No. He doesn't fire people up, which is a shame. He's competent.
Sure.
He hasn't been a disaster.
No, he's got
which is not what you want to put a bumper sticker.
He's got a stronger resume.
Right.
He's way stronger resume than Katie Wilson does.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. But
law school, college. I think she hasn't finished college.
Yeah. Well, 6 weeks from at the end of Oxford. Is that like you couldn't find a gown that looked good on you?
We say 6 weeks at the end, but who knows what that actual number is.
The mayor's moved the city, I think, in the right direction.
Yeah, he's hiring police.
But not enough.
He's got a net one.
Not enough for people.
Net
He's one up.
Hire.
Yeah, one more than last year.
So that's good. But of the two, it would seem to me that there's a clear, obvious candidate who you would vote for if you lived in Seattle. The thing is that you and I don't live in Seattle.
Right.
And this was interesting because she mentioned this before the show. And Laura is the only one of us who lives in Seattle. She's the only one who actually has a skin in this game.
I have a ballot, and it's sitting on my coffee table, not filled out right now.
You have not filled it out.
You should have told the mayor that.
You said, convince me.
Convince me.
Yeah.
What would you want to see? Can people text in and try to convince you one way or the other?
Yeah, I will say this quite honestly. I'm undecided between Harrell and Wilson.
Really?
I really am. And I would love to have people tell me which way they think I should. My vote is my own. I'll vote the way I'm going to vote.
But you're going to be lobbied by the two factions.
There's time to
race.
change my mind.
Okay.
There's time to sway me. You can have a vote in Seattle.
What did you want to hear from one of the? What did you want to hear from one of the candidates that you didn't hear?
Oh, I want to hear more about Katie Wilson's experience. It concerns me that she dropped out of college. It concerns me that she might not be able to sway city council the way that Bruce Harrell seems to be able to.
He has known and worked with many of them for decades.
Yeah.
Which can be helpful.
But that said, like, what has happened in decades that's been that great for issues I care about, like affordable housing and homelessness.
Fair.
So I want to, that's the thing that I'm missing from Harrell a little bit is what have you done in the last 4 years and when you were a city council member that makes me confident to give you another 4.
Here's a question for you guys. Have you heard of like main character energy that people have? Like that's a main character. Have you heard of that?
Like draws the attention from in every situation. He's the guy people focus on.
Main character.
Naturally. Yeah, okay.
Like he's the main character.
I haven't heard that before, but I get what you're,
Do you get the feeling that either of these characters are the main character? Like Bruce Harrell, who's been in office for a long time, he was just kind of the next in line guy. He was, all the local positions.
He made sense. He was like the obvious choice.
He was a choice. He was like,
well, he was city council president, and when Jenny Durkan wasn't going to run again,
because she didn't do a great job.
Yeah.
I know, but he was like next up. The thing is, like, has he done anything to really stand out? Like you were saying.
That's what I'm not
the
convinced.
question, we all are asking the question, which is the answer, which is no, I can't think of anything that's been especially unbelievable of him. But that's the thing about Seattle is it's a unique city in that they are wrapped in a golden snuggie. You remember Snuggies?
Sure, of course.
They're just wrapped in this thing where you have all of this industry and business, which kind of insulates Seattle from the pains of the outside world.
Yeah.
We have a lot of stuff that major cities deal with. We have homeless issues, things like that. Sure. But in general, it's a very expensive city, which is kind of the main complaint about Seattle. It's like, it's very unaffordable. It's very expensive for people. But expensive cities still draw money. Like, people still want to be in an expensive city.
That's why it's expensive.
That's why it's expensive.
Yeah,
New York is a very expensive city, but people are flocking to New York.
Center of the universe, New York City.
We have all these amazing companies that have, been birthed here and still exist here, and now we have a tech industry that's thriving here. So, like, it's not like New York in the 1980s when Giuliani was elected, where, like, the streets just had to be cleaned up.
They were disgusting.
Seattle's not great, but it's not the worst. It's not Portland,
Right.
There's not as many deaths as there are in Portland. Still way too many deaths, but there's not as many of those overdoses as there are in Portland. So it's not especially interesting. It's kind of a boring city, so you get kind of appropriate candidates. And that's how it feels to me.
Yeah, I'm with you. And there's, the mayor, I don't know if you need a main character to be mayor. I don't know if you need.
He's the main guy. You're going to hand.
Well, no, you need somebody who can just get things done. Somebody who can work, behind the scenes often. That can, like Laura said, work with city council members to accomplish things. And this guy's done that.
But in this day,
but does he need to be like, flashy and charismatic?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, obviously, because he's losing to somebody who's never had a real job or run anything. I mean, she's had minor, lower minimum wage jobs.
So there's a distinct difference between being able to do the job and being able to win the job.
Think about this. Mom Donnie in New York.
Yeah.
Super flashy.
Charismatic.
Stands out.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the question there. He can win the job, but can he do the job? We're seem to be we're the complete reverse of that.
It's like that guy in Joe Banks. You see that movie, Joe Banks? Like, I know he can get the job, but can he do the job?
Yeah.
He can get the job. Can he do the job? I mean, the question is, who knows? Who knows if Mom Donnie can do it? Who knows if Katie Wilson can do it?
Well, that's the thing. We know Harold can do the job.
Sure.
But he's not a main character type guy. He's not a flash. He's not charismatic. He can't win the job.
Well, it's not like
he's already got.
Wilson is particularly charismatic either.
Well, no, I hear you. He's not losing the charisma award to Katie Wilson.
No, neither of these candidates are the thing that he has running against him is that he's the establishment candidate.
Yeah, and
she's like pie in the sky. Wouldn't it be great if we could have everything that we want?
Yeah.
Money is no object, and that's what she's proposing.
Extra recess.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to make it recess all day. That
a
feels
soda
like
machine on every floor. Yeah, I'm there.
What's interesting about this too is I'm still wondering what those conversations are like. We all have these conversations with our significant others. Like, sometimes my wife and I'll just sit down and the kids have done something crazy or it's the end of a long day. We're like, oh man, what a day. She and her husband sit down every night. They're on the verge of she's on the verge of winning the mayor of Seattle. She's run a nonprofit, which I think total has paid out low six figures in the money it's doled out to its employees, of which I think there were a couple, to the tune of maybe $140,000 lifetime or whatever the number was.
Right.
She's about to be in charge of $9 billion and have 14,000 employees. Does she ever sit there with her husband at night while he's baking bread and just go hey, you know what? This is crazy.
You think she'll not show up when she wins? They'll call her name to the podium and the slide will be there and Katie Wilson!
Silence.
Mayor Katie Wilson!
Madam Mayor!
Nothing.
Crickets.
And she's her and her husband and the kid are fleeing.
Just gone.
Taillights over the state line.
Hiding at mom and dad's house in New York. I doubt it.
I don't think that's the case, but.
Do you think it's disqualifying that she's never been to the top of the Space Needle?
What's something that would surprise us about you?
Important topic.
This is the kind of question that I never know the answer to. I'm like, what would surprise people about me? Oh, God. Help. What is it?
Wow. Cool under pressure, huh?
I've never been to the top of the Space Needle. What?
What?
Is this going to lose me the election?
I got to tell you.
Wouldn't that be hilarious if it did lose her the election?
See, that's the most endearing thing about her to me.
This makes you like her more?
This makes me like her more.
Me too.
It's the most
true local.
Yeah.
Have you been to the top of the Space Needle?
Yes.
Okay, Spike,
But
have you been to the top of the Space
only
Needle?
with out-of-town relatives.
Begrudgingly, numerous times.
It's like $60 to get up there since
Folks,
the remodel.
It
I
is
wait for Santa to walk
required-
to his sled to take a picture with him in the parking lot. I won't go up there anymore to take pictures with Santa.
Anyone who plans on running for mayor should first go to the top of the Space Needle and
Okay.
pay homage to
Okay.
what literally mention Seattle anywhere in the world. What's the first thing that anybody says? Oh, the Space Needle.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, it's us.
And she's never been to the top.
Would you hold that against her? Is that a deal breaker for you if you lived in
Obviously,
Seattle?
I'm holding it against
Would
her.
you really? That's crazy.
Because of what it implies.
But she doesn't care enough to see the city.
She doesn't care enough to see the city.
Well, that's the only place that looks good from. You can't even see. You can't tell if they're bent over tying their shoe or doing fentanyl from the top of the Space Needle. We never look better than we do from the top of the Space Needle.
You're totally right. The best view of Seattle is from the top of the Space Needle.
And she is down in the streets where real working people are.
She's down in the streets. That's where she's at. Katie from the block. This is her, Laura. This is her experience that you were talking about.
There's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be a learning curve for anyone becoming the mayor of a major city. But in a lot of ways, when I think about the kind of experience that I have and that I built up over my 14 years of coalition building, community organizing, working with.
Tell me honestly, and this is, I'm going to ask you to be dead honest with me.
Okay.
When you hear words like coalition building, what was the other one she just said there? She said community
organizing.
My 14 years of coalition building, community organizing, working with City Hall.
Working, what does that mean? Working, she showed up at City Hall and protested. Coalition building and community organizing. When you hear those words, aren't they just kind of like meh? Like, don't they just don't you just glaze over a little bit? Like, what does that mean? Like, I organize in the community. I go in the community. I've coached.
Well, I think you'd be a fine leader. See, that's the thing. Here's the thing. I think those skills are valuable. I mean, of course they're valuable. Being able to work with people, inspire people, build consensus among groups who have disagreements. That's a pretty important skill set to have.
I totally
if you're
agree.
going to do the job of mayor.
Yeah.
And, you know, it just harkens me back to Obama was a community organizer. And I thought I liked him as a president. I thought he did very well as a president. That was a knock on him. Remember, they were like, you know, community organizer became like a slur they threw at Obama because of a lack of experience. Sometimes people just rise to the occasion even if they haven't been asked to before. They rise to meet the moment.
I guess.
I mean, I hope.
I
hope,
guess.
You know, what's the city going to look like a year from now? Depending upon who wins today.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
get your crystal ball out, right? And where are we 1 year from today?
Is there
November 4th, 2026.
Yeah.
Where are we today? If Mayor Katie Wilson, with no experience and a $9 billion budget.
Madam Mayor,
14,000. It is a sitcom waiting to happen. You were right last week. You said Madam Mayor would be hilarious. And
you know
hilarity
what I did?
wakes up in the mayor's office and hilarity ensues.
What the heck? Did I get the job?
What?
I got the job, but can I do the job? You could just see like the one page, exactly what it would look like. Okay, so
where are we?
When we come back with the break,
okay,
you guys should text us 888-973-5476. You can sway Laura on her vote.
There you go.
Because she's undecided.
I'm genuinely
still.
swayable.
She's genuinely swayable.
We're a read in the wind.
And I asked AI to make us I thought you would get a kick out of this, and I didn't tell you about it. But
Okay.
I had AI make us a Katie Wilson is now a TV theme song.
Okay.
What's it going to look like?
Really?
So when we come back, we'll play that.
Yes.
And
awesome.
I got to say, AI does a pretty good job at some things.
Can it be mayor?
And it would probably make a. Here's the thing.
I give it 5 years.
I guarantee you, day one, Katie Wilson's sitting at her desk when she gets the job. AI, how do I mayor?
What to do if there's an earthquake?
Yeah. How do I be mayor? AI, ChatGPT, answer me this, riddle me this. All right, so we'll play that song for you when we come back. Lots more stuff, lots of audio to play too. Tons of fun. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO News Radio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO News Radio. on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Stacey Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's ProSculpt.com.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Did you know that Halloween is one of the deadliest days of the year for DUI accidents? This is Jonathan Dichter from DUI Heroes reminding you to celebrate responsibly and drive safely. This message brought to you by your friends at DUIHeroes.com.
If you or someone you know was involved in an incident over Halloween weekend, you are not alone. Reach out to DUI Heroes and speak to Jonathan and his team. Call 1-800-DUI-HERO or DUIHeroes.com. DUI Heroes, your DUI defense specialist.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things have changed and some things haven't. Using those lanes without a good-to-go account means you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. You'll always pay the lowest toll rate with good-to-go. No change. Carpoolers now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Does a good-to-go pass still save you $2 on every toll? Definitely not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com. Free Flex Passes while supplies last.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind in the Care Partners Living Difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Guys, it's time to know your numbers and what they mean. And right now, Revive Men's Health is offering a $400 comprehensive wellness panel for just $99. Free if you start treatment. Offer ends November 30th. Book today at ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. U.S. senators from both parties are said to be negotiating behind the scenes to end the government shutdown, which tomorrow would become the longest in U.S. history. Meantime, the White House is trying to clear up confusion after President Trump posted on social media today he would not be releasing emergency funds for SNAP food benefits despite a court order. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt was asked if the president was going against the court order when he posted he would be withholding the benefits until the government reopens.
No, the administration is fully complying with the court order.
And insisted he was referring to future SNAP benefits.
The city of Seattle is not waiting for the feds to act. The mayor and city council have approved using $8 million from a contingency fund to help the estimated 50,000 city residents who rely on SNAP. Voters in several western Washington cities are casting ballots for mayor today. Let's start in Seattle.
Incumbent Mayor Bruce Harrell has far more experience managing people, balancing an $8.5 billion budget, and more education than opponent Katie Wilson, a law degree versus no college degree.
I'm running for re-election because I'm the best qualified.
But Wilson supporters say she has a fresh perspective. She ran to provide people with affordable housing.
And unfortunately, our current mayor was the face of the opposition campaign.
The deadline for ballots is 8 p.m. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
In Tacoma, council members Anders Ibsen and John Hines are vying for mayor as Victoria Woodard steps down. Everett voters are deciding between incumbent Mayor Cassie Franklin and challenger Scott Murphy. The race for mayor of New York City is coming down to the wire, with Democrat Zohran Mamdani, Independent Andrew Cuomo, and Republican Curtis Sliwa on the ballot. This voter leaning toward Mamdani.
He seemed to have a lot of energy and cares for the city. And I saw a lot of things on the ballot about housing and affordability, and I think he's trying to tackle it.
The 34-year-old Queens Assemblyman could become the second youngest mayor in city history and the first Muslim mayor of New York. Voters in New Jersey and Virginia are choosing a governor today in races that might reveal the country's mood 9 months into President Trump's second term. Wall Street is nervous about high-tech stocks and how they're being valued. The Dow is down 266 points, NASDAQ off 445. KIRO News Radio traffic, here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Heather. The Seattle International Auto Show has our quick update, and we're looking really good this afternoon. Just a couple of minor issues. North 5 at 520. We've got road work taking up that left lane. Drivers are in a minor backup starting at Mercer. South 5 is now wide open. And then through Auburn, eastbound 18, just before State Route 167, a collision partially blocks your right lane. You can still use that right lane because it's mostly on the shoulder, and a brief backup in that area. And a heads up, if you take the Port Townsend Coopville Ferry, that route is canceling a number of sailings tonight due to low tides. The 5:15 and 6:45 out of Port Townsend, and the 6 and 7:30 sailings from Coopville. See them, touch them, drive them at the Seattle International Auto Show, presented by BECU, Lumen Field Event Center, November 14 through 16. Discover your drive, SeattleAutoShow.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 53 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, Laura, we're getting a lot of text messages. People are trying to sway your vote. Laura's vote is not for sale, but she is open to suggestions on who she should vote for.
Has there been monetary offers? I mean,
there's no monetary offers.
Oh, I was going to
No.
say, people, please keep it legal.
Here's one. Laura, it's been said, and many don't take much thought into it, but the only way for evil to win is for good men to do nothing. Please vote because you are such a wonderful individual who I am sure cares a great deal about where you live. Please also note that I do not care who you vote for. So
as long as I do vote.
As long as you do vote.
Which is, I vote in every election. I voted in the primary.
Mm-hmm.
It's the easiest thing to do, really.
Yeah. But you got it, well, don't put it in the mail, apparently.
You can't put it in the mailbox.
At this point, I can't put in the mail. I always do on it's always the very last day, and I always put in a Dropbox. I like to see it go directly into the Dropbox. And sometimes they'll give you candy.
It's the closest you can get to voting in person,
right,
which is what I wish we would do. I all growing up, I remember seeing on TV people going into the voting booth.
You betcha. Pull
I
the little
went with my
curtain
mom
behind you.
when I was a kid. I mean, they used to have in-person voting.
Yes,
we
they
went to
did.
the church, and then the old
Stand
ladies
behind-
gave us little starbursts.
100%.
The sticker, I voted.
What's
Remember
wrong
the
with
sticker?
that? Why'd they get rid of that?
You know what's nice? They do put the I vote sticker in.
I know.
In your
it's not
envelope.
it's not the same.
Well, you got to have an old lady put it on you. You
know
really
what's-
do. It doesn't feel it doesn't feel the same.
You know what's interesting? I make a point of going with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I bring them with me to the ballot box because I want them to see us doing what we're
Yeah,
supposed to be doing.
yes.
And we
Civic
sit
duty.
in line. We're doing our civic duty, and we sit in line, and the kids go, "What are we doing in traffic?" I'm like, "Oh, we're voting."
Yeah.
And maybe someday they'll see that and go, "Oh, okay, this is how it's done." Now I'm hoping that by the time they vote, maybe it'll be back in person, or they live in a different state where they have in-person voting. Who knows? But
You know what I liked the most when I briefly lived in Iowa and I voted in Iowa for the 2016 presidential election. They have the option that you can do in person or a mail-in ballot. And so I walked down to the polling place and dropped off my mail-in ballot.
There
Because
you
I
go.
like being able to sit at home with my ballot open, doing all the research and kind of filling out one by one. I don't have to memorize who I'm picking
true.
to go in.
You could do that ahead of time, though. You
Yeah.
could bring a cheat sheet with you.
You're allowed to take notes into the.
Oh, you are.
could take notes, yeah.
You're allowed to write them on your hand.
Yeah, it's not a test.
I'm
You literally-
sweaty.
But
And all of a sudden there's,
I got
what
to
do I do?
I got to go down and I got the real I voted sticker and see everyone voting and the energy of it all, and
Yeah.
that was cool.
It is cool. I wish that they would bring that back. Here's another one for you, Laura. A politician running things with no experience, isn't that the plot of Veep? That's not really a suggestion either way. It's just kind of funny. Let's see here. This is from somebody in Thurston County. They say, I'm not a voter in Thurston. I'm not a voter in Seattle. I'm from Thurston County. But I think voting for somebody with zero experience managing people and money is terrifying. It could be. It's a lot of money. $9 billion. It's 14,000 employees on day one. It's a big step up from her nonprofit if Katie Wilson gets the job.
And it all depends upon who she surrounds. Should she win?
Sure.
I'm still holding out hope that Harold will win, that the experienced candidate will win.
We have a lot of people, though, saying, what has he done to distinguish himself? They said, he's had billions of dollars at his disposal. How has it vastly improved Seattle?
Well, there they go. Progress. I want progress, not perfection. He's, of course, no candidate.
Incremental progress.
Right.
At least it's forward movement.
Are we headed in the right direction? Are you better off today? Wasn't that like the touchstone of democracy? Wasn't that Reagan? Are you better off today than you were a year ago?
Sure. I mean, I think every political candidate should be saying that.
Yeah, that's the
best
question
argument.
that matters.
Absolutely. Speaking of political candidates, this is, we were talking a little bit about kind of a funny TV theme song for Katie Wilson. I'll play this here in just a second.
Okay.
There was a sitcom. I had forgotten about this, but there was a sitcom back in 2017
Who's
called
the press?
Mayor.
Oh, The Mayor. Oh,
It's called The Mayor. Listen to this plot. It sounds exactly like what's happening here. I mean, vaguely, but you'll get the idea. The Mayor is an American television sitcom about a struggling hip-hop artist who runs for mayor in his hometown of Fort Gray, California, as a publicity stunt to promote his music career. To his surprise, he wins the election, leading to comedic and heartfelt situations as he navigates his new role in office. Which actually I wish would happen in Seattle. That sounds to me like,
Would you like Macklemore to run? Would you like sort
he
of
at
mix
least
a lot?
has more experience managing people and more money.
He's had a lot more money Katie Wilson has.
Although I don't like his stance on police, so I probably would not vote for Macklemore.
The problem with the hilarity ensues aspect of our inexperienced mayoral frontrunner is that it's highly more likely to turn into a horror show.
It could.
Than a sitcom.
But for those of us who don't live in Seattle, we just kind of eat past the popcorn and watch.
Okay.
So here's a TV theme song. I asked ChatGPT to come up with a snarky TV theme song set to 1980 style music, and we'll see what you guys think of it. I present to you Madam Mayor. Like it already?
Yeah, the music's okay.
Yeah.
Well, Katie Wilson had a big, bold plan. Talked about justice, taking a stand. But when the votes came in, the crowd all cheered. Now she's in City Hall, and things got weird. Madam Mayor, oh no, didn't think she'd win the race. Now she's sitting there with that uh-oh face. Madam Mayor, oh boy, she's got ideals but no idea where's the budget once a zoning thingy. Better call HR 'cause she's lost already.
Wow.
This is amazing.
This is great.
Took 3 seconds to make, by the
Right.
way.
Her husband's at home with a flurried grin, saying, can the circus please just end? He's kneading dough and dreaming sweet of the day the headlines stop repeating. Defeat the elite. Katie's got the heart, she's got the flair. She just doesn't know what's supposed to happen there. Madam Mayor.
Wow.
Can you just see this?
Sure.
You can see like little pictures of her like looking over her shoulder as she heads
Yeah.
up the steps, or maybe tripping up the steps.
Right. When somebody puts something in front of her to sign, and she's like, "What?"
Yeah.
You know?
Spilling her coffee on herself and then looking at the camera and kind of shrugging.
Right.
Oh,
Oh.
this is the job.
Somebody, she's at a podium, she's ready to speak in her pantsuit, and somebody whispers in her, she reaches down and pulls up her fly. You know, the funny stuff that inexperience brings about.
Madam Mayor.
Madam Mayor.
Madam Mayor.
She's got ideals, but no idea. That is maybe the greatest line ever written.
I would watch that TV show. Somebody
vote
should
for
make
that TV show.
Somebody should make that show. Please, somebody make that show. I guess we're just going to watch in real time. It'll be like a sitcom.
It'll be great. Well,
we're just going to have fun watching. Obviously, it's not going to be great for the people who voted in Seattle. But you get what you want.
Who knows? Let's be optimistic. I mean, I'm not still ready to throw in the
I don't have a
throw in the
horse in this
towel.
race. I feel bad even.
But
I
we
feel
do
bad
though,
even
man.
pushing
we do.
one way or the other. because
How
I
this city moves forward, thrives or decays, is got great bearing on our lives. You and I, we live in the city. We work here.
Ish.
Our families like to come and play here. My sports teams are here.
My sports teams are here.
You know.
Yeah.
I
I don't
like
spend a lot of time downtown, and when I do come, I go up to the Space Needle like a normal guy.
And she's never been on top of the needle, Madam Mayor. Yeah.
What was that line again? She's got ideals.
She's got ideals, but no idea.
No idea.
Wow.
Perfect. All right, we'll see what happens. It's going to be wild, crazy, fun times. Just like the 1980s. I'm looking forward to it. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Coming up next.
Is it really? Did you said you got the new Coca-Cola Christmas ad?
The new Coca-Cola AI Christmas ad is out.
Yeah.
And
polar bears?
Well, we can watch it. Can we watch it, Laura? Can we watch this together?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Let's give it a
Why
go.
not?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the cameras have been being a little funny, but we can watch this together. AI is unbelievable, but it's also the warm, friendly time of Christmas that warms your hearts. And I love it. And I love Coca-Cola ads. But I
Me
haven't
too.
watched this one yet, but it's all it made with
okay,
AI.
okay.
And it was instant. This
Okay.
used to be people who would get paid for months to do this.
Sure.
And now it's just
Start
instant.
working in February on December's Christmas ad. You bet.
Absolutely. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Be right back.
Election night 2025. On the ballot, Seattle Mayor.
Residents are choosing between incumbent Bruce Harrell and challenger Katie Wilson.
City Council President, City Attorney, King County Executive.
Seattle seems to be headed toward a political event horizon.
Live election results all night at mynorthwest.com. And all the latest reaction and analysis tomorrow morning on Seattle's Morning News. From Seattle's trusted news source, KIRO Newsradio.
Once again, homeowners have voted Valentine Roofing the best roofing company in the Pacific Northwest. That makes 3 years running. Hey, it's Jake Skorheim here, and I am confident when that red Valentine van pulls up to your house, you're going to get the Valentine experience that I got. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, and a team that always goes the extra mile. Valentine Roofing helps you protect what matters most and backs every new roof with a lifetime warranty, which is magical. Lifetime warranty, magical words. But they do more than just roofs. If you need your gutters cleaned or installed, attic insulation, even exterior cleaning, custom holiday lighting, you can count on the pros at Valentine. And if you have a leak or you need help now, with Valentine's Leak Stop Guarantee, they'll stop the leak in your old roof for free until your brand new Valentine roof can be safely installed. Because Valentine doesn't just replace roofs, they protect homes, and they start protecting yours the moment you call. With flexible financing options, including 0 down, 0% interest, taking care of your home has never been easier. Call 206-ROOFING to get your free estimate today. That's 206-ROOFING.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these 3 books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Did you know September is historically one of the strongest months to sell a home, and there's typically a post-Labor Day boost that runs through October and sometimes even later. So is now the time to sell your home, and how much is it worth? Well, get an estimate of your home's value instantly at sellwithwest.com. If you want local expertise, someone who actually knows what's happening with the housing market in your neighborhood, there's no one more local than Wes Jones. Go to sellwithwest.com, sellwithwest.com, and start by using their free home value calculator to see what your home is worth. It might be worth more than you think. You'll get so much more than just a number from Wes Jones. We're talking about recent sales in your neighborhood, the market temperature in your city, side-by-side comparisons of multiple online estimates. You can even calculate how much equity you have, and even a breakdown of how your home's value has changed over time. Go to sellwithwest.com, type in your address, and bam, you'll have instant access to all of this and more. It's fast, easy, it's local. Sellwithwest.com, a better way to sell your home.
It's a fact. When your eyes work correctly, light focuses through both your cornea and your lens to give you high-quality vision. Hi, it's Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision. Here's another fact. As we near age 50, we begin to lose the quality and function of our natural lens. That's when we start to reach for reading glasses and contemplate those cataracts on the horizon, typically in our 70s or later, but inevitable if we get old enough. Fortunately, K2 Vision has the advanced permanent solution for both, refractive lens exchange, or RLE. K2 Vision RLE is a quick, painless procedure that restores distance and near vision permanently. Plus, another thing is permanent. You will never develop a cataract. After over 20 years replacing over 100,000 failing lenses, we will help you determine when it's your right time for RLE. Go to k2visionrle.com and schedule a free Zoom consultation today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers. Permanently.
Carpoolers using the SR-167 Express toll lanes now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having good to go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. All right, before the break, we were talking a little bit about some AI stuff. We had an AI song we played for Katie Wilson's Madam Mayor. In case she wins, it's going to be like a TV theme, which we will play from time to time. Spike, we got a ton of text, a flurry of text messages saying, this is funny and all, but please let Spike know that his Twisted Tunes are way, way, way better.
Oh, that's sweet of you.
It is sweet. And they're right. Yours are better. They have more heart to them. AI is kind of soulless. I mean, by its very nature, it doesn't have a soul. So the people.
Yeah, that's true. And you have the human element in advertising, right? Because it's got to appeal to people. That's the beauty of advertising or any kind of entertainment.
It's a person connecting with a person.
Right.
And how can a computer connect with a person?
Well,
right?
Yeah, but I'm with you. But isn't AI supposed to be like the collection of all of our previous experiences just gathered together?
Yeah.
Right? What makes the most? You said this Coca-Cola commercial
Well, there's
is AI?
a Coca-Cola ad. It's all AI.
Okay.
And so we can play it here for you in just a minute. But it was done with AI, and they say about the ad, they say the company wants to keep moving forward and pushing the envelope. And that's why they made it with AI. They want to just keep seeing what they can
It wasn't just
create.
to save 98% of their ad budget by firing a whole department of people, creative thinkers, and talented
Coca-Cola's
artists.
What's your favorite Coca-Cola Christmas ad of all time? I know what mine is. Laura, you're looking at me.
I know what
You have
mine
yours.
is.
What's yours?
Shake it up. Shake up the happiness. What was that song?
Where you shake up a Coke and spray it on people?
Oh, was that
That's- I missed-
Train? They came out with a song that was ridiculously catchy for
Was
the
it for-
Coca-Cola commercial.
Why would you shake up a Coke? That makes zero sense.
Christmas at your house is
Shaking up
different.
the happiness. Come
Yeah.
on now. It's Christmas time.
Oh, okay. I've never heard
Also
that.
a great way to prank your grandpa.
I've never heard it. I've never heard that song.
I just when I think Coke commercials, I think that there's the polar bears.
That's what I
Right?
think
The
of too.
polar
It's the
bears.
polar bears
Yeah.
who like smile at each other
Yeah.
and clink, and they're sharing a Coke.
Right.
There's something about a cold Coke in wintertime that does have a special feeling. I don't know when that started, but that's what I remember. about
Santa.
it.
Coca-Cola's the first one to use Santa in an ad.
The Coca-Cola
Right,
Santa.
the classic Santa with a share of Coke and a smile. So you leave
go.
Santa milk and cookies, and you leave Santa Coke instead. And he's happy as a clam.
Here's a little bit of that Coca-Cola AI generated ad. Take a look at the Spike. This would literally take, what used to take months and months and months for people to make when they were doing like CGI generated ones.
Yeah, it's thousands of hours. And that's with the use of computers.
Yeah. And now it's just instantaneous. Can we play a little bit slower?
Okay, so we got a winter scene, a snowy cabin, a fireplace, and something in a fridge. Oh, it's critters. Okay, it's critters. Couple of otters, mom and pa otter looking out the window of their cabin.
Classic Coca-Cola trucks.
A train of Coca-Cola trucks trimmed for the holidays and lights, beautiful snow-covered roads. Are those meerkat? Oh, they're meerkat. Okay, so Coca-Cola around the world. These are bunnies in France.
Oh, now it's in Japan.
It's in Japan. Oh, the Coke machine comes alive. That's adorable. Those are
You know what they sell in
marmots?
Japanese?
A seal in a hammock in San Francisco.
Yeah.
A polar bear pretending to be a snowman. Trees. This is beautiful.
It's beautiful, but it's
festive.
AI. But it's
It is
AI.
AI.
It's an ostrich driving that
You
truck.
ever try
That's
to
not
teach an
realistic.
emu to smile on cue? It's hard to do, man. Owls in a treehouse. A bunny from, look at that.
Yeah.
Pandas in Japan. Raccoons, America. And the Coca-Cola logo.
It's got to end up with it's got to be Santa, right? He's got to get out of the truck.
Sure. Oh, it's a delivery guy named Vern with a butt crack. No, it's not. No, you're right.
Who is it? He's coming out of the truck right. Oh, it's Santa Claus.
Wow.
Look at that. It's Santa Claus.
Wow.
Very exciting.
That AI Santa was
Kind of creepy.
I was
Yeah.
going to say.
Well, do you remember
Santa's trying to get dinner for Christmas Eve up at the North Pole. He needs what's on the menu? Duck, otter, ferret.
What you don't realize is
seal,
he's hunting.
moose.
Yeah.
The trucks are full behind him.
He takes a sip of his Coke and then he gets his shotgun
They
out.
crash. They flashed out to the North Pole after a Christmas party. Elves everywhere, meat everywhere on the table.
Oh, horrible.
Gorgeous.
Horrible.
What goes better with roasted moose and an ice cold Coke?
Where's that adorable otter family now?
Any more otter? He says as he passes down the platter.
What do you think of these? What do you think of these ads? Is there a part of it that seems soulless to you, or is it just so cute now? AI is so good now; it doesn't really even like. If I saw that on TV, I wouldn't think twice about it. I'd go, "That's adorable."
Yeah, it is. It's adorable, and it's no different. It's not a leap from CGI. Once I realized they weren't training real polar bears to open bottles with their claws, and they were using computers to generate these animated polar bears, I was okay with that. We've already crossed that bridge. Now we just don't have an artist making the computerized polar bear. We have AI doing it.
And they've come a long way. Do you remember the Polar Express movie? Do you remember that one?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like Tom Hanks is like all the roles or something, whatever that was. Yeah. The big problem with that movie is like that was pretty early in the days of CGI.
It was very, very robotic.
Very ahead of its game. It looked like animated.
Yeah.
I don't want to be gross, but it kind of looks like corpses that are animated. I mean, there's a dead look to them, like kind of a vacant.
It won't hold up. It'll look horrible, even now today.
Although it's a Christmas classic, we watch it every year in our house. Well, here we go. Here's Laura's song.
Spray a friend with a shaken up Coke. Beautiful.
There you go.
It's annoyingly catchy.
It is catchy. You said this is
I
trained?
can't believe you guys don't remember this. It's everywhere.
I've never heard this. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We will be right back.
The John Curley Show.
And the reason I love autumn the most, and I guess that's why I love to grow pumpkins.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
Is because it's nature telling you summer is over and soon it will be dark and it will be cold and there will be no light. And just before, nature says, here's a prize for you because we know you're going to go into hibernation. So here's orange and yellow and fiery colors everywhere. So this is our final gift to you.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off. Because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Crawl space and attics are not places you want to spend much time, but many homes in our area can have serious issues behind the hatches. Hi, it's the owner of Crawl Pros, Richard Herron. For years, you've heard us talking about how we go where you don't want to. With our free corner-to-corner inspection to keep your crawl space and attic well insulated and free of mold and water. You've also heard about the pest control division of our company to keep your home bug and critter free. I'm excited to tell you about our newest division, Plumber Pros. Plumber Pros takes the same customer-first approach to plumbing that we do with our crawl space, attic, and pest control work. We've handpicked skilled plumbers that I know you'll feel comfortable inviting into your home. So next time you run into plumbing issues, from leaky faucets and clogged drains to full home repipes and sub pump installations, call Crawl Pros and we'll get our plumbing division, Plumber Pros, out to get it resolved. For anything related to your crawl space, attic, pest control, or plumbing, Call Crawl Pros or visit us at crawlpros.com.
I got to tell you something, Nick. I have really noticed a difference in your energy level since you started going to the Longevity Medical Clinic.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they actually balanced my hormone levels. And when they do that, the largest change I noticed was that now I could sleep.
And then not only get more sleep, to just get more energy, right?
Right. So that all of a sudden that resulted in me, I started running again and doing all these things that I felt so fatigued throughout the day that I couldn't do anymore.
Okay, so at this point, do you want to apologize to me? Because I was always saying to you, every time you say, I don't sleep, I don't feel well, I feel kind of off, I go, well, you need to get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. And you're always like, blah, 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 blah.
I know. But now it's turned into something fun that we get to go in together.
So I need to hear, you were right.
You were right.
You were right. I should have gone to Longevity Medical Clinic.
I should have.
There we go. Fine.
Yes.
You know the right thing to do. Get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. Take the free health analysis at lmclinic.com.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or at newnordicusa.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. As the government shutdown continues, there is confusion over the SNAP benefits. President Trump said they would be funded when Democrats end the shutdown. The White House later said the administration is complying with a court order to pay the benefits. And Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy warned the continuing shutdown could have a major impact on travelers.
If you bring us to a week from today, Democrats, you will see mass chaos, you will see mass flight delays, you'll see mass cancellations, and you may see us close certain parts of the airspace because we just cannot manage it because we don't have the air traffic controllers.
CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
This is a fairly significant escalation in the rhetoric around what may happen to flights and air traffic control if controllers miss a second pay period.
There has been some movement on Capitol Hill to end the shutdown. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns reports.
Conversations happening, some proposals being talked about. There has not yet been any clear indication of what that looks like in terms of legislation, whether that might be a vote sometime this week.
Today is Election Day with gubernatorial races in Virginia and New Jersey, and in New York, a closely watched mayoral race. The two frontrunners, Andrew Cuomo and Zoran Mamdani. CBS's Lilia Luciano.
There are big groups that are saying either they fear or they hope that Mamdani represents the future of the Democratic Party. There's a lot of people in the center there that Cuomo is fiercely trying to cater to.
In California, it's a proposition on the ballot that would allow Democrats to temporarily change the boundaries of some House districts. CBS's Finn Gomez.
California voters today are being asked to decide on Proposition 50, a ballot measure that could reshape not just the state's political map, but potentially the balance of power in Congress.
Former Vice President Dick Cheney has died. He was 84. At the White House, flags were lowered, but there's been no statement on Cheney's death. He was a dedicated conservative, but became a Trump critic after the January 6 riot at the Capitol. CBS's Major Garrett.
He voted for him in 2016, but after Trump denied the 2020 election results, Cheney turned away and said he is no longer a figure that lives within the Constitution or an American democracy. He is a demagogue who wants to use demagogic tactics, meaning rallies and the potential threat of violence to overturn a 2020 election. As we saw play out on January 6th, Cheney considered that unforgivable and was implacably hostile to Trump ever after that.
On Wall Street, stocks finished lower. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We head to the King County Elections Office as voters cast ballots. That's coming up. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Heather. Just a couple minor issues going on right now. North 5 at 520. Road work continues to block your left lane. Just a minor backup through the scene. In Auburn, eastbound 18, just prior to State Route 167, a collision now fully blocks that right lane. It was on the shoulder for the longest time, and that leaves one lane open, and you're in about a mile or so backup stretching back almost to Weyerhaeuser Way. A. In Federal Way, South 5, just past South 320th, roadwork blocks your right lane. Some drive times: Tacoma to Olympia, a half hour. Seattle to Federal Way, 25 minutes. Linwood to Seattle is going to take you 20 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch.
I really did everything last minute, but it's worth it.
Absolutely. Our voice matters, so we can make a difference.
Voters in King County on this election day dropping off their ballots, which will end up at the King County Elections Office. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin is there talking with officials.
50 people are working around the clock to make sure every vote is counted.
We'll have about 50 to 60% of results in tonight's posting, and then we usually are fully cut up by Friday.
She says the results won't be verified for another 3 weeks, but unless a race is only votes apart, we will know front runners later this evening.
Ballot boxes are open until 8 tonight. Seattle police are searching for a vicious robber. KIRO 7 TV Samantha Lomibaugh reports the SPD has just released photos of the man.
Accused of brutally attacking an 88-year-old woman at her Rainier Beach home on October 15th. Chris Potts lives in the neighborhood near 64th Avenue South.
All we heard the cops tell the fire department is she's missing a finger. My daughter and I are like, what?
When she fought back, police say the man bit off her finger. The suspect last seen in a black hoodie, black pants, backpack, and gray shoes.
We put photos of the suspect at mynorthwest.com. The Clallam County Sheriff's Office has suspended the search for a missing boater due to dangerous river conditions. 39-year-old Alfonso Graham was on a boat that overturned on a river in Forks Thursday. Rescuers pulled 2 other boaters from the water, Chris Akers and his 7-year-old son Wyatt, but sadly they died. The Akers dog was later found safe by a Forks resident. A listeria outbreak linked to frozen pasta meals has now sickened 27 people in 18 states, including a woman in Snohomish County. We're putting the list of affected products up at mynorthwest.com. Food safety lawyer Bill Marler tells KIRO 7 TV, you don't want to try to cook the bacteria away.
It's not worth the risk that your oven's at the right temperature, your microwave is at the right temperature. It's just not worth it.
He says if it's in your freezer, throw it out. The Seattle Seahawks make a move ahead of the NFL draft deadline.
Touchdown, New Orleans! A bomb to Shaheed!
NFL.com reporting Seattle has agreed to a trade with New Orleans Saints for wide receiver Rashid Shaheed. In exchange, the Hawks will send a 4th and a 5th round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft to the Saints. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 53 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Thank you all for hanging out with us today. It's election day. We are watching a bunch of election stuff. We've been having some fun talking about the what ifs. If Katie Wilson wins in Seattle, that's kind of the big local election here that folks seem to be interested in. If she wins, what does that mean for Seattle? If Bruce Harrell keeps the job, what might he do to make sure he's not in this position again in the near future? Why would Seattle be flirting so much with a Katie Wilson candidate? It seems like she's going to win if you look at all the betting markets.
I thought the polls would tighten up as it got closer to Election Day. They didn't. They went in the opposite direction. Yeah. I think, Hangry Gate, if we can call it that, that was Bruce Harrell's undoing.
What do you
in the debate? What do you do with the guy? That question. A man's been locked up 8 times or arrested 8 times. I think it was. It's such a foot in mouth answer.
All right, this was his infamous question now on repeat offenders. What would you do with repeat offenders? And yeah, this got a ton of press nationally.
What is that balance?
So let me make something very clear. I was the one that sponsored the ban the box legislation when everyone opposed it because the criminal system has had a disparate impact on black and brown communities. Let me lead with that. So when this person is committing 6 or 7 crimes, I don't know his or her story. Maybe they were abused as a child. Maybe they're hungry. So my remedy is to find their life story to see how we could help first. I have no desire to put them in jail, but I need to protect you, and that's the calibration that we have. I put police officers on the stand. I've cross-examined them. So whether they commit 7 or 8 crimes to me is not the issue. The issue is, why are they committing these crimes? And so we have a health-based strategy. We authorized our fire department, for example, to be the first fire department in the country to administer buprenorphine. I want these people treated. So for me, it's not 7 or 8. It's how do I stop? How do I go upstream to find out what's in their life? But at the end of the day, I also have to protect you, and that's the calibration that we've done. And we are best practice in this country in doing it.
I mean, he kind of says a lot of stuff, which means kind of nothing. He says he wouldn't arrest the guy. He's more interested to find out if the guy's hungry or maybe he had an abused child or was abused as a child. All these things.
They're all valid questions to ask when you and looking upstream for criminality to find out what the root cause of criminality. Those are all great and noble and practical ways to address crime in the city. But when somebody's been arrested 7, 8 times, there's one answer to this question. I want him in jail.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here to protect you guys, but I really care if he's had a bad childhood and how hungry he might be and all these. And then he got the question again. Jason Rantz gave, and Jason,
That's it. Yeah, he
gave him the
twice.
exact same. And I mean, Jason even framed it the exact same way. He said, and here it is. Here it comes again, slower this time.
Do it better this time.
Right.
Do it better.
When we looked at shoplifting reduction strategies, I've asked them, why are these people stealing? Because there's not one answer. Some of them might be...
You asked the business owner that.
Yes.
Why?
And some of them will say, some of them steal it for resale value in other stores. Some will say they're stealing it because they could sell it on the street to make extra cash. Some will say they're stealing it because they're hungry. So there are different paths to shoplifting. Not all shoplifters are doing the same thing.
Why is the burden on the shop owner to know why someone is stealing from them? And I mean, in any scenario, let's say I go into a Target, I steal a 6-pack of beer or the paper towels. Does the shop owner stop me on the way out and say, "Excuse me, sir, why are you stealing?" How would they even know that? And why would that burden be on them?
That's a good question. They may not know why they do certain behavior. I don't assume that everyone knows their own idiosyncrasies, their own behaviors. But I think that's part of the problem, to see if they have any self-analysis.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. Most campaigns losing campaigns can go back and find that one moment. That one, Mike, you're too young for Mike Dukakis. Mike Dukakis ran, I believe it was against Bush. I could be wrong. I've been through so many elections. He had a picture of him trying to look tough. He had his head poking out of a tank.
I remember that. I remember that. But it was a baby tank.
Right. It was the moment.
Like a little remote control size tank.
It was a real tank. He was remote control size baby Mike Dukakis.
But wasn't it a tiny tank?
I don't think so. But the thing was, he looked like a tool in this tank, right?
Yeah.
Don't go back
he looked
that
like
far.
He was playing pretend.
Vice President Harris, what would you do differently than the Biden administration?
The famous View
right?
clip.
I can't think of a single thing I'd do differently. That was the day Donald Trump started measuring the drapes in the Oval Office. That campaign was over. And when Bruce Harrell said, "I don't know, I want to know if he's hungry or not. Maybe he had a bad childhood. Maybe he got cut from the softball team. I don't know." But those are moments that you never come back from, and that's why he didn't. Katie Wilson's an inexperienced, extremist candidate who I fear is going to take the city backwards. I really do.
Very easily.
I mean,
very easily.
But yet. She's Vegas says the smart money 83%.
Smart money, I
right?
don't know if you call it smart, but it's
smart money.
Is
you
smart
win
with your money.
Right?
You're smart if you win.
If you're betting on an earthquake and you can feel the room shaking, that's smart money. Might not be the best outcome you want, but it's smart money.
It is these. For him, it's these two. The first thing was dumb, just to say, 8 times I'm worried he might be hungry.
I
mean, as soon as you hear that coming out of your mouth, I know you're not going to be perfect all the time, but geez Louise, you get a chance to do it the second time. Don't make the same mistake the second time.
It comes back to our earlier conversation today. He's capable of doing the job. He's not capable of winning the job.
Yes.
Because campaigning is a skill in itself.
And politics these days really does come down to just these singular little moments that go viral. It's just the way that we spread news these days. News has changed these days.
Well, because
you don't listen to long-form interviews anymore.
We as humans have changed. Our attention spans have shrunk.
We're just swiping.
Right?
We swipe real fast. We go, oh, we swiping left or right on this one.
People fall in love in 6 seconds or less these days.
Yeah,
right?
It's crazy. He should have gotten that one better the second time. He shouldn't have turned into can people self-analyze? Well, just arrest him. Self-analyze and get him a self-help book. Here's what I would have said. I'm going to get him a self-help book for self-improvement that he can read. He'll have plenty of time because he's locked up. Plenty of time. We're going to get him off the street. He's going to be safe. He's not going to be bugging you.
Right.
These are easy answers. These are low-hanging fruit. And that's the problem that I think people have. They're low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. We don't want much from you, Mr. Mayor.
If somebody had said 7 or 8 arrests, what would you do? Well, you lock him up. Next question.
Right. And once he's in jail, I want to figure out what causes this problem. I want to see if he had a bad child. I want to give him some
Won't
counseling.
be hungry in jail.
I want to give him a
legally
Snickers,
required to feed him.
Right? Yeah, you're right. 3 hots a day.
Yeah.
How's that sound? And you can learn a nice skill. You can take back out in the world, become a productive member of society.
There you go. Building license plates or whatever.
Whatever it takes to make a man look at the world in a better light.
Oh, crazy, crazy, crazy. Speaking of local politicians, this is an interesting one. All right, Washington Attorney General Nick Brown, who undoubtedly is doing these things so that he can one day run for governor.
I think he's already looking up the ladder.
100%.
He's been in the job of less than a year.
Have you ever seen this guy pose for a picture?
Oh,
have you seen any picture of Nick Brown where he's not looking into the future?
That's the look.
Have you seen one picture of him where he's not looking into the future?
He belongs on top of a marble pedestal.
This
looking
guy,
toward the horizon.
He's looking at the horizon.
Always.
And he's looking to a bright morning in Seattle.
Chiseled in granite,
in Washington.
It's a bright day.
100%. This guy wants Bob Ferguson's job.
Okay.
Which is why Bob Ferguson keeps him close, because he knows this guy could take his job if he wants it.
Which brings us to his latest legal action against.
So here's what he's doing. He has joined 12 other states in a court briefing. You can read about all this on mynorthwest.com. Supporting trans-inclusive sports policies. Brown says, quote, I believe strongly in protecting the rights of all Washington kids, including transgender youth. Equal access to participation in sports is important to kids' well-being, both emotionally and physically, and barring kids from school athletics because of their gender identity perpetuates the kind of discrimination our state has long sought to abolish. He says, blah, 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 blah.
He also says the coalition stated there was no evidence that transgender girls participating in girls' contact and competitive sports harms cisgender girls.
Yes.
Arguing the inclusion culture creates a more welcoming school and athletic environment for all kids.
Yeah. So he's part of this lawsuit. Washington State clearly, however you identify, you can play in the sport of your choice. The thing that they don't mention there is, though, when he says that it's inclusive and there's no evidence that transgender girls participating in girls' contact and competitive skill sports harm cisgender girls, unless they beat them, right? Isn't that harming?
Well,
if you lose,
that's the thing.
Isn't that part of it?
If you lose a spot on the team,
if
you lose
Title
access
IX,
to a
isn't that
scholarship,
what that's all about?
Well, Title IX is about funding for female sports,
but it's about females getting the same opportunities, so that they're not they have a fair playing field. Isn't that what it's about?
I don't agree with the coalition's take that there is no evidence that there is any harm caused, and there's also the physical danger of boys who are, transgender girls. So I don't want to misgender people. That's what part of the pushback against this. I wholeheartely agree with. Part of the pushback on this, I have a problem with because it's based in misinformation and ignorance. Part of the pushback, I would say. When people say I don't want boys in girls' locker room. Well, transgender girls are not boys. They're not boys.
Well,
they have a competitive physical strength advantage, which I respect. Shouldn't be part of girls' sports from a fairness, competitive standing.
You and I could get into probably a deeper debate about that. Let's keep it on the sports thing for the moment.
That's what I'm saying. There's part of the argument. Part of the argument I have a real problem with. But I mean, all things this coalition says, right?
Yeah.
That exclusion is bad for transgender kids. That it leads to suicide
it's also
and
bad
depression.
For the girls who are losing to these athletes.
No, it is, and I'm not arguing that. I don't think transgender girls should play in competitive sports on girls' teams. I really don't. I think it's.
What's the fix? What's the fix? The WIA a couple years ago. I was surprised by this. They at least proposed the idea of a whole separate league where you could play in the league that you identify with, but it would be separate from traditional biological girls' sports, which would protect their ability to play against other biological girls, which I think is a good idea. What do you think of a whole separate league? Or they can play in, biological boys sports.
They could play on a boys team. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know an easy solution. If there was an easy solution, we'd have had it a generation ago. Is a separate, a competitive division for transgender athletes. There's not enough transgender athletes to have divisions or teams. If you want some kid who wants to play volleyball, you need a team to play volleyball. There's not 10 transgender girls.
I guess it would work in golf.
Yeah,
but
right. In single individual sports, it might work, but there's no easy solution. The thing is it's about inclusion and feelings of acceptance for transgender communities in their schools, and there are ways to make sure that happens that aren't just competitive on the field. And I think when you argue for transgender girls taking part in girls' sports, it falls into that fairness argument that so many families have concerns over. And they're valid concerns.
And they're right. They're right about it.
I'm with you about losing a scholarship opportunity or not being losing a place on the team, losing a track meet that you trained for your entire. I mean, you've been running your entire life, and you lose a track meet to a transgender athlete who clearly has a physical, advantage over you. That I think that hurts the transgender cause more than it helps. I understand the inclusion need for the transgender athlete, but I think it does more harm than good.
Let me play you this. There's something interesting playing out at Angel City FC, which is part of the NWSL, which I assume is the National Women's Soccer League. Is that right?
You're right. It is.
National Women's Soccer League. You have one of their players who just wrote an op-ed about this very issue, and she posted the op-ed. I think it was in the New York Post, and she lays out why she is urging the Northwest, but the National Women's Soccer League to adopt rules to make sure that that league is just for biological women. And she says in it, let's see here, I'm proud to have played a small role. It's written by a player named Elizabeth Eddy. She's an Angel City FC defender. The thing that's interesting about this is, I'm going to read you a little bit of her op-ed. Her entire team just came out against her, which is an interesting thing to see happen in the Northwest, Northwest.
I know we keep saying
National
NW.
Women's Soccer League, pro women's soccer. This is what she said. She says, I'm proud to have a small role in our league's transformation. She's been playing for 11 seasons. From struggling startup to supercharged celebrity maker, I've been part of winning seven titles, 3 NWSL championships, 3 regular season titles, and 1 International Championships Cup. But I'm concerned that without clarity about who the league is for, it will lose its identity and its momentum. She then goes on to make her case about how in sporting governing bodies across the world now, they have had to get very specific about who can participate in those sports.
Right.
We've seen it on there's a famous case on the Olympic stage with the women's boxing.
Right.
They have women's swimming after all that Leah Thomas stuff.
Right.
And so she's saying, if we don't put in place some sort of language that lets people know what's available here, we may run into a situation that we don't want to end up in. So her teammates have now come out not only saying that she's wrong, but also saying that it's transphobic and racist, which is horrible. I mean, just imagine this locker room now.
Right.
I'm going to play you. This is team captain Sarah Gordon responding to this op-ed.
Going into this, I'm a little bit nervous because I think it's a big job to represent your team and speak for your team, and not just that, speak for others who this will be important to. We've all obviously seen the article that was written in the New York Post earlier this week, so I really want to start off by saying that that article does not speak for this team and this locker room. I've had a lot of combos with my teammates in the past few days, and they are hurt and they are harmed by the article, and also they are disgusted by some of the things that were said in the article, and it's really important for me to say that. And we don't agree with the things written for a plethora of reasons, but
She then goes on to lay out the reasons. Do you think that she's making the argument that she'd be fine with somebody who's a biological male playing in the National Women's Soccer League?
She's obviously fine with it. She said her other teammates share that feeling.
I think that would be a huge mistake. I think that'd be a huge mistake.
I tend to agree with you on that front. And again, I'm very much for fairness in competitive sports at all levels, whether it's middle school, high school, college, especially pros and Olympics.
Yeah,
I'm for not having a biological and physical advantage.
It's undeniable.
But here's what I'm not for. I'm not for people. If you look at some of the comment sections in these, because that's where America's real pulse can be felt. in
comment sections?
Yes, because
no, that's not true.
I'll tell you why I feel that's the case.
I never read comment section.
Well, you're a smarter man.
It's made for trolls. That's what comment sections are for.
These are parents.
That's my feeling.
Okay, but these are parents who are speaking up about the rights of their daughters to not play in sports against transgender females.
Okay.
Right? But when they say a guy pretending to be a woman to play in sports, that's an opinion based in ignorance and misinformation.
Well, they're expressing themselves in maybe a way that you don't like. But,
they're expressing themselves in an opinion that I feel, it's just my opinion, but that's not based in fact or science. Most transgender people, you don't put on just a wig and makeup and go act like a woman. They have been transitioning. They've been living a life like this and going through processes, oftentimes medical, oftentimes therapeutic, especially when they get into the advanced ages of their lives, like an athlete would be in the NW Women's League or whatever.
NW Women's League. Let me ask you this. The idea, though, that having biological, I mean, I guess if the Angel City FC players are okay with this, it makes no sense to me, and they have no sense of history, I guess. In 2017, U.S. Women's National Team, which is the best of the best, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're the best of the best. A couple years prior, they had won a gold medal in the Women's World Cup. Very successful team. They did a practice scrimmage against the FC Dallas U15 Boys Academy team, and they lost 5-2. These are under 15-year-old boys.
Right. No. Yeah. Who have clearly a physical advantage.
Aren't even close to achieving the
right.
physical
they
peak of performance where they will get. A lot of these boys are.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Pubescent, prepubescent.
Yeah.
And they annihilated the U.S. Women's National gold medal winning team.
Yeah.
There is just no way that league would make any sense if you have people who are competing who are full-grown, physically able males, and
I'm
it doesn't.
I'm with you.
It confounds me that the whole team would come out against her. When I feel like her point was just, let's make sure that we have language in there so we don't find ourselves in a situation in 2-3 years down the road where we're having to fight for roster spots.
You mean the op-ed athlete?
The op-ed, yeah. And that's obviously going to be a really tricky locker room going forward.
It's going to be impossible to manage that club.
Yeah, good luck. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Speaking of teams, this is really interesting. There was this, you know who Jonathan Haidt is? He's like a psychologist. He had that book, The Anxious Generation.
No.
So he's great. He talks about, he did this, there's a study done on when young boys in particular, if they're watching teams be successful, they will literally imprint on these teams and they will become fans for life.
That explains a lot.
Which explains a lot.
It does.
So anyway,
how can all you people be Cowboy fans? I ask myself so many times.
Yes.
But there was a time in their youth.
Or Eagles fans.
Right. Oh, I gotcha. Or Chiefs fans. I know you got one at home.
It's really interesting. We'll give you some of the details when we get back. It's fascinating. All right. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
You've been wiring pounds to a second wife in London.
It's not what it looks like.
And here she is now.
Sure it isn't.
Hello, darling.
Elizabeth?
Did you know our husband used a bank instead of Wise to send you money? What an imbecile.
Well,
See, even your secret wife knows that banks are slow and hide fees in overseas transfers.
those cheaters.
If you want to send money overseas, use Wise. They're faster and they don't hide fees.
You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at K2VisionRLE.com.
Hey, football fans, Steve Rabel here. You know what makes Washington State truly special? It's the people, the everyday champions who serve, care, and connect. This fall, your local credit union, WSECU, is proud to celebrate 4 of these inspiring individuals as part of Washington's Community Champions. Serving Washington since 1957, WSECU is the only credit union named a Forbes Best Credit Union 5 years in a row. Now it's your turn to get in the game. Nominate your hero today at mynorthwest.com/champion.
Open enrollment for Medicare is underway. Are you ready? Herb Weisbaum, the consumer man here. Get organized now with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit from the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Order your free copy today at insurance.wa.gov.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. Despite President Trump's social media posts that said the opposite, his administration does plan to release emergency money to fund SNAP food benefits during the government shutdown. That's according to White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
The administration is fully complying with the court order. I just spoke to the president about it. The recipients of these SNAP benefits need to understand it's going to take some time to receive this money.
With air traffic controllers working without pay during the shutdown, more flights are being canceled or delayed due to staffing issues. More from CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
Former New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu runs the trade association representing the nation's airlines.
You're looking at an exponential problem, a real gridlock problem, if these folks don't get their act together in Washington.
How concerned are you today about the Thanksgiving holiday?
Extremely.
The government shutdown is on pace to become the longest in U.S. history as of tomorrow. This is Election Day, and you have one Washington statewide measure on the ballot. It would change the way your tax money that funds the state's new long-term care program is handled KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon explains.
Legislators want to invest that money in stocks, but the state constitution currently bans that. Supporters point to pensions and college saving funds, which average a growth rate of 8% every year. Those who are not in favor of this move, though, point to the 2008 economic crisis and say that dollars need to be kept in stable investments like bonds.
Your closing bell report. A pair of prominent Wall Street CEOs are preparing investors for an eventual stock market correction or even a bear market. Here's CBS's Jason Brooks.
Stocks have soared to record highs repeatedly in 2025 thanks to artificial intelligence. But during a banking summit in Hong Kong, the CEOs of Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley warned the audience about frothy stock valuations. Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon says that a 10 to 20% decline in stocks could happen in the next 12 to 24 months, while Morgan Stanley CEO Ted Pick said investors should welcome 10 to 15% corrections as healthy for the market so long as they're not sparked by major macro shocks.
Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley both think Asia will see the strongest growth in the coming years, led by China, Japan, and India. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 251 points, NASDAQ off 486. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Heather. Let's start you in Seattle. North 5 at 520. Road work blocks that left lane. And since traffic is so light, there isn't much of a backup. Give it another hour or so. That's when volumes begin to thicken up into the evening. So make that trip through Seattle now instead of later if you can. South 5 looking great. Just a brief backup at the I-90 interchange. Linwood to Seattle. An easy breezy 15-minute drive. The First Avenue South Bridge is in the up position at the moment. This typically lasts 10 minutes or less. In Auburn, we cleared that collision eastbound 18 just before the Valley Freeway. That earlier backup has cleared out as well. And in Tacoma, westbound 16 at Union, your right lane is blocked for pothole repairs. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 53 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. I saw this interesting post talking about sports. We're talking about sports just a second ago. This is a little more sports talk. World Series, just recently had the World Series. Obviously, the Dodgers were victorious in 7 games. It was actually a fantastic series, as much as I did not want it to be. But they won. And this guy posted, his name is Dr. J. Van Bavel. He posted this, which led to an interesting conversation and a response from a guy whose name is Jonathan Haidt, who's an author and knows a lot about this topic. So I'm going to read you this post, and then we can chat about it. Whoever wins the World Series tonight is going to make a legion of fans for life. The psychology of fans and how people identify with a sports team is fascinating. Like goslings, that's baby birds, right? Little geese.
Baby geese, yeah.
Young boys imprint on the team that wins when they are young. A championship leads kids to identify with the team for life, especially boys between the ages of 8 and 12 years old. Personal anecdote, very true. Wouldn't you say that for yourself?
Oh, I guarantee it.
Any team that wins, you're
I was a kid in Baltimore during Johnny Unitas' Baltimore Colts, during Brooks Robinson, Frank Robinson's Baltimore Orioles. I will be an Oriole and a Colt fan for life.
For life.
It's there for life.
Now, you could make an argument that's because that's your hometown team.
Well, yeah, and they were winners. And they were
winners,
That's the thing.
which
yeah.
helps.
Yeah.
But I bet you, like my son, who is between these age ranges, he's a massive Chiefs fan because the Chiefs win everything.
Right, and how could you not be?
Right,
I mean, I admired the Dodgers in their World Series. It was a phenomenal series. They played phenomenal baseball.
Bunch of home runs, great
pitching. It's not going to make me a Dodger fan, though. But if I was
if you were a young guy.
Right, exactly.
8 to 12 years old.
For life. My question is, your little guys have a team to root for. You mentioned my home team were the Baltimore teams, the Orioles and Colts.
Yep.
Because they were winners is why they imprinted on me for life.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been in a city where we didn't have a major team and I had to root for another city's. I never had to be a Steeler fan or a Cowboy fan or whomever else, a Packer fan. You see people all across the country who are Packer fans, who are Dodger fans, who grew up in communities without pro baseball. But I don't have that. That's the question I ask. Are your sons going to be Mariner fans? Are they going to be Seahawks fans or Chiefs fans? You got a dilemma on your hands.
Well, I think the Seahawks have a very good chance of doing some special things this season.
Winning him back?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah. No, and they love the Seahawks. They're home team fans more than they are Chiefs fans.
Okay.
If they're going to play if they're going to play each other, they're going for the Seahawks.
Okay.
Obviously.
I'm going to put a teddy bear camera in your
Yes.
living room.
Yeah.
When the Seahawks play the Chiefs,
I
want to see your boys in blue and green.
Absolutely. But it is really interesting. And this guy further goes on to say that he talks about, and this is why he was posting it probably, he became a Blue Jays fan for life because I think the Blue Jays won the World Series in 93.
They went 92 and 3. They went back to back.
Yep. He says, this is when I became a Toronto Blue Jays fan for life, and it has been followed by 32 years of suffering. The psychology of female fans is slightly different. They can identify with the team at any age. So this same phenomenon occurs with women almost at any age if they choose to get invested in it.
Okay.
They can also choose to be totally not caring about it at all. Like my wife, she can dip in and out of sports.
Okay.
She's either interested or she's not. She just decides in the moment if she's going to be watching.
So women don't become fans for life, dedicated fans for life, like the young boys who see winning teams do? Is that what they're saying?
Well, he implies that they can at any age.
There's an army of
become very
Swifties that
excited.
are going to be Chiefs fans forever.
For sure. Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, you're probably right. But, okay, so this Jonathan Haidt guy then, he comments on this post himself, and he says, this is more evidence of the sensitive period hypothesis. Boys are especially imprinted by the teams that won championships when they were between 8 and 12 years old. Their brains are soaking up culture and values weighed by, and it's heavily weighted by prestige. So if you see somebody that wins, you want to be a winner. You want to be like them. You see the success.
Makes sense.
It's very important to especially young adolescent boys who haven't achieved that yet and don't know how to do it, and they want that. And they're also seeing super masculine role models, in pro sports, things like that.
In that window for me, between 9 and 11, the Orioles went to 3 straight World Series. The Colts went to 2 or 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
How could I not be of these heroes? These masculine, big, burly, power-hitting, massive ball-carrying, tackling.
And when you're 8 years old and you're tiny and you don't have any muscle on you or very little of it, and everything in the world looks big to you, it's a pretty nice idea to think, someday I'm going to be big too.
Well, and you see your dad rooting for these teams. That was it for me. My dad was such a fan. I wanted to be part of that share with my dad.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. But then he takes it off of the sporting topic and he switches to something else, which is really interesting. He says, don't let social media choose who imprints and guides their brain development.
Wow. Oh, that's big.
That hits me like a ton of bricks.
Sure.
It's another great reason why we're never giving our kids cell phones.
Don't lose your kids to an influencer.
100%, because you just don't know the influence that they have on your kid for life. Think about that, like how scary that is. Like all of the stuff that we try to teach our kids.
How many little Kardashianettes are going to be running around this world in 10 years? I mean, those kids.
No, you're totally right, but
Kylie and whoever, Jenner and whoever.
I don't know that it affects girls the same way. They don't talk about that here. And I think girls are smarter than boys in that sense. I think they have a better horse sense for that.
Okay.
I mean, at some point, like that's a completely unreal, like what's the word I'm looking for?
Unattainable?
Unattainable.
Okay.
The things that they're selling, they're unattainable.
Yeah.
For boys, it's like, well, if you can hit a baseball,
right?
Everybody can go out in their backyard.
Or a priority of a male influencer on a young mind.
Yeah.
A young boy's mind, especially.
Just keep your kids off social media.
You're not wrong, buddy.
Keep them watching sports. Sports is great.
Giving your kids Chiefs highlights. It's a much safer place to keep them.
That's why Patrick Mahomes, for the rest of his life, will never hurt for money.
Not his brother.
Well, no, his brother's
a little influencer.
His brother will never hurt for money because he has a brother named Patrick Mahomes.
And he's got Patrick's cell phone
number. So he's
number.
fine. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we have a lot of stuff to get to. Next, can we talk a little bit about, I saw this article that was kind of interesting about tiny T-Rex fossils. Have you seen these?
No.
Like, there's these mysterious fossils about like tiny T-Rexes and stuff.
Really?
Which have,
mutants? Pygmy T-Rexes?
Well, they have been a huge mystery to the scientific community. They think they've finally cracked the code.
Oh.
But it leads me to a larger question that I have about fossils and dinosaurs.
Cool.
Do you know a ton about dinosaurs?
I'm a fan. As a kid, I was infatuated.
Sure, like we all are.
Sure, I've been to museum. I've been to the Smithsonian, the Museum of Natural History. I've been to Met. I've been to go see dinosaur bones as a kid and as an adult.
So I have a question about how they know so much about dinosaurs. I'm going to ask you next. Maybe you can help me understand this because it doesn't make sense to me. All right, we'll talk a little bit about that and so much more. Jason Rant's going to join us at the top of the 2 o'clock hour. That should be a lot of fun. Tons of great audio I haven't gotten to yet, and we'll have some updates on all the election stuff throughout the area. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
Election night 2025. On the ballot, Seattle Mayor.
Residents are choosing between incumbent Bruce Harrell and challenger Katie Wilson.
City Council President, City Attorney, King County Executive.
Seattle seems to be headed toward a political event horizon.
Live election results all night at mynorthwest.com. And all the latest reaction and analysis tomorrow morning on Seattle's Morning News. From Seattle's trusted news source, KIRO Newsradio.
Well, the rain is on its way back. It's time to protect your home right now. So give my friends at Integrity Roofing and Construction a call today at 206-202-ROOF. They have incredible reviews on their website. They've been voted Business of the Year, year after year after year. Got a complete design department in there inside their company. They make sure that your roof, your new roof, encompasses every aspect of your home to give you the most return for your investment. Don't wait until the next storm hits. Schedule your free estimate today by calling Integrity Roofing and Construction at 206-202-ROOF. That's 206-202-ROOF, or visit integrityrc.com.
If your closets are bursting at the seams like the Curley household, it's time to call the pros at Closets by Design Seattle. Every job is completely custom. Free in-home design consultation. Right now, they're offering big savings up to 40% off, plus an additional 15% off with 18 months financing and free installation. You're getting the quality and backing of a national brand, but with friendly local Seattle service. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to schedule your free in-home design consultation today.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Once again, homeowners have voted Valentine Roofing the best roofing company in the Pacific Northwest. That makes 3 years running. Hey, this is Jake Skorheim. I'm confident that when that red Valentine van pulls up to your house, you're going to get the same Valentine experience I did. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, and a team that always goes the extra mile. If your roof is leaking, if you need new gutters, attic insulation, even exterior cleaning, give Valentine Roofing a call. You'll get a lifetime warranty on all new roofs and zero down financing. Call 206 Roofing to get your free estimate today.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than a tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Stacey Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt, ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's ProSculpt.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Take the next step forward in your career with great benefits and an award-winning workplace. Apply at careers.progressive.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
Do you know someone whose everyday actions make Washington stronger? Someone whose care, service, and connection lift us all. They're Washington's community champions, and WSECU wants to celebrate them this fall. Steve Rabel here. WSECU has been serving Washington since 1957, and they're the only credit union named Forbes' Best Credit Union 5 years running. Now it's your turn to get in the game. Nominate your Washington community champion today at mynorthwest.com/champion.
Welcome back to the show. Is this the best theme song of any movie of all time? Jurassic Park theme song,
Great
John
question.
Williams. Is it possible?
It's up there. It's got to be. It's a matter of taste, but it's got to be. You know, my daughter walked down the aisle to this. So like that tells you, I have bias.
Song.
I have bias. It's the greatest song ever written, right there.
So you agree? You think it's the greatest?
Absolutely.
It's unbelievable.
You just immediately, you know, the roar, man. It's nothing like it. Welcome, Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. All right, I was reading this article in the New York Times. I don't read a ton of the New York Times, but I will read it if it's about dinosaurs and bones.
Okay.
So I'm not reading a ton of New York Times, but I did today, and there's apparently been this hot debate, one that they said was like a really passionate hot debate. People got their hackles up, and they would fight each other talking about this.
To the death?
Not to the death.
Okay.
Not like a dinosaur
Claws,
fight.
teeth?
Yeah. They would gnash teeth, and they would claw at each other's.
You got to bite your opponent right at the neck.
Lizard-like skin.
And spin him, yeah.
Yeah.
What's a debate?
So they found, 40 years ago, they found a little tiny T-Rex fossil. And they weren't sure at the time. They were saying, hey, paleontologists were divided on this. They said, well, this is just a teenage T-Rex.
Okay.
And then there was other people who were saying, no, this is a fully grown T-Rex. This is a whole separate type of a T-Rex that we've never seen before.
Strain.
Yes.
Okay.
And they eventually...
Like a pterannodoodle.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
They were breeding. Cavemen were breeding them.
100%.
Because they were smaller and they fit in the caves better.
Now, who wouldn't want that?
Sure.
Who wouldn't want an adorable tiny T-Rex?
Pterannodoodle.
I would love a pterannodoodle.
Right? A golden pterannodoodle.
Especially if it was hypoallergenic.
Right? Exactly.
You didn't have to worry about getting any allergies.
This is before
from
like Sudafed and Benadryl.
Way
right?
before. Yeah. Hundreds of millions of years before.
I didn't mean to hijack your point of view.
No, you're treating it with the correct amount of seriousness.
Good.
Because that's how I feel about this.
Good.
So they were calling this thing Nanotyrannus. Not a joke. That's a real name that they were calling it. And then the other people were saying, like, no, it's just a teenage T-Rex. And they were really fighting about it. They have now
teenage T-Rex, babe.
Oh man, Spike,
this is great.
You're nailing it today.
It's a great story. I love this.
That's fantastic. So what they've now decided is they've decided that this is a whole separate type of a T-Rex.
Okay.
The nano T-Rex are saying is a whole separate in the family of T-Rexes, but it's not. I mean, so full grown it would be tiny, but it's still a T-Rex.
How did they determine that it was a full grown?
Well, what they did was they cut into the bones. I don't know, it's paleontologists talk, but they cut into the bones and they counted the rings.
Okay.
Which is not a joke.
You're kidding.
No.
It works with trees and dinosaurs.
It works with trees and dinosaurs.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I thought they all had fake teeth, so they were fully grown.
No, they really did. Look to nail down an identity, they cut the limb bones of the specimen to count the growth ring.
That's
and they examined the spinal fusions and developmental anatomy.
Okay.
To show that it was 20 years old when it died, which means it would have been nearly a mature adult.
Wow, and tiny.
And tiny. A teeny tiny T-Rex, which would be adorable.
Aww.
Here's my question about these teeny tiny T-Rexes, though, or anything about dinosaurs.
Okay.
We don't know. We just don't know. Paleontologists, as much as they, like when we watch Jurassic Park, I'm just assuming that that's what a T-Rex was actually like. Like, you remember in the movie when they said, we've clocked a T-Rex at 35 miles an hour, and he goes, you've got a T-Rex? And he goes, oh, we've got a T-Rex. But the reality is that they know it's so great. It's a perfect movie.
The reality is
the T-Rex couldn't run. And they know that now, that the T-Rex couldn't run. So you would have been, you could look this up. You likely would have been just, well, this is what they now are asserting.
Speculating. Yeah.
You likely would have been safe just walking at a brisk pace away from a T-Rex.
I made a run anyway, just, to be safe.
It's more fun, the idea that it can run.
Yeah,
but
well, it's more terrifying.
Yeah, but it's just dead carcasses, the T-Rex. They had no arms, so it just would bend over and just eat dead things.
Okay, wow.
And that's what a T-Rex did. But my question is, how do they know all these things? Like, they'll look at these things and they'll just say, hey, because of the bones that they did this or that, or the neck is 55 feet tall or whatever it was, based on the head. They'll get a head. Yeah. They don't have a 55-foot tall dinosaur bones. They have a head. They have a half head.
Okay. And
they've made of plaster.
They speculate.
That they filled out of the negative space where it used to be in a rock. And they go this one sang like a bird. And you go, how do you know that? How's it possible that you know that? And they say the bones.
A lot of things they do know from bones. I mean, we know them as lizards for the most part from our, scientific understanding of dinosaurs and how they were presented to us through history, through archaeology, through whatever, paleontology.
Yeah.
But now the more they know about bone structure, that this was a bird. This wasn't a lizard. It was a bird.
Which is in the very opening scene of Jurassic Park.
Right. The T-Rexes could have been covered in feathers for all they know.
That's right. They had far more in common with the modern bird. Like a 6-foot turkey. And he goes, and then he goes over and does the thing, with the claw. But it's just crazy to me that this entire profession, to me, a paleontologist and a meteorologist would get along great. There's a lot of guessing that I think is happening.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of accountability because who's going to hold you wrong? If you make a guess wrong about a dinosaur bone, who's there to prove you wrong?
Right. That's the next generation of kids. No. And the next generation of kids, they'll get different information. That's what they'll know and they'll carry through their lives. And we learn more.
For 40 years, the most passionate thing happening in the world of dinosaurs was they said this is a teenage T-Rex.
Right.
An angsty teenage T-Rex, just like your song. And now they're saying, no, it was a tiny T-Rex.
Oh, no, it's a pygmy. It's a mini T-Rex.
Yeah.
It's a crossbreed.
The whole thing doesn't it all seem a little bit like they're just guessing?
I want Tyrannodoodles. I want one. I want one so bad.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Tyrannodoodles.
Did you see the last Jurassic Park movie?
I just watched that.
Right down to Misfit Dinosaurs.
I just watched it.
Then are they running out of gas? Are they jumping the shark?
They are, but I like this one better than the previous two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Action was great.
But we have 7.
Yeah.
So that's enough. Is it enough? Yes. It might be enough. Do I still want more? Yes.
Is there anybody who hasn't been in a Jurassic Park movie?
Let's find them.
That's
Put
the
them
thing.
in the movie.
Let's get him and get it over with.
Absolutely.
Kevin Costner. He owns a ranch in Montana.
Get him in it.
A dinosaur ranch in Montana, but they want to build an airport next to it.
I'd love to see him in Jurassic Park. All right, Jason Rantz coming up next. We'll be right back.
Election night 2025. On the ballot, Seattle Mayor.
Residents are choosing between incumbent Bruce Harrell and challenger Katie Wilson.
City Council President, City Attorney, King County Executive.
Seattle seems to be headed toward a political event horizon.
Live election results all night at mynorthwest.com. And all the latest reaction and analysis tomorrow morning on Seattle's Morning News. From Seattle's trusted news source, KIRO Newsradio.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, Mike Salk here. Who's got family coming to town this holiday season? I know I do. My parents will be staying at my house for a few days over Thanksgiving. And obviously, you want to make sure your home is prepared. You want to present a warm environment. And that starts with a well-heated, properly insulated home. Make sure your insulation is ready for that challenge this year by calling Crawl Pros. They'll come to your house, just like they did at mine, do a free corner-to-corner inspection of your crawl space and your attic. If your home has damaged insulation or no insulation in the attic or crawl space, get it fixed before the cold weather really shows up. If you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could qualify to receive a rebate on up to 95% of the cost to properly insulate your crawl space and attic. Yeah, 95%. But you got to act now because many of these rebates are ending at the end of the year, including federal incentives. Call Crawl Pros. They're the crawl space experts, and learn what's going on behind that crawl space and attic hatch for free. Then see what energy rebates you're eligible for. Go to crawlpros.com.
Time is running out to save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. Now through the end of the month, save big on home comfort systems, generators, water heaters, and more. Plus, take advantage of 12-month interest-free financing and get your home winter ready before the chilly season starts. Trust the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest to be your dedicated home comfort company. Call Bob's today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
I had pain, I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug, and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. There is some possible movement to end the government shutdown. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns reports lawmakers from both parties are hinting at emerging contours of a deal as things continue to unravel across the country.
These pressure points have really started to kind of hit lawmakers. I mean, the question is, how long can this go when you see so many people around the country from all walks of life really suffering from the paralysis, quite frankly, up here on Capitol Hill?
President Trump said today SNAP benefits would be paid when Democrats ended the shutdown. The White House later clarified the administration will comply with the court order. CBS's Michael Wallace reports nerves were already frayed.
Caitlin Sly, the CEO of the food bank of Contra Costa in Solano in California, says for every one food bank client, there were 9 people on SNAP.
And that panicking anxiety is really taking a toll on people experiencing hunger in our community.
Today is Election Day, and the shutdown's weighing on voters' minds in places like Virginia, where a gubernatorial race will be decided. Nicole Killian reports.
Virginia has one of the largest populations in the country of federal workers and contractors, so that remains a concern. And this also comes in the midst of a redistricting fight here in the Commonwealth as well. So there's a lot at stake for both candidates.
New Jersey voters are also selecting a governor, and in New York, there is the closely watched mayoral election. Former Vice President Dick Cheney has died. He was 84. Major Garrett reports the 9/11 attacks deeply impacted Cheney.
That was a crucible moment for Dick Cheney, and it created within him a kind of permanent presence within the White House to lead the war on terror, redefine what the legal limits were in terms of holding prisoners suspected of being aligned with terrorists, interrogating them, using very harsh, in the eyes of some, torturous techniques to try to get information from them. And Dick Cheney said all of those things were permissible because 9/11 was an atrocity committed against America without precedent.
Stacey Lynn reports White House tours will soon be back on.
The tours will resume on December 2nd, but because of the massive ballroom construction, there will be an updated route. Instead of entering through the East Wing, you'll be guided through the front door of the White House, known as the North Portico. And then you'll get to see some of the iconic rooms, all decked out for the holidays.
On Wall Street today, big tech dragged stocks lower. The Nasdaq was off by 486 points. The Dow was off by 250. This is CBS News.
The annual Progressive Keys to Progress program provides vehicles to deserving veterans, helping our heroes drive their lives forward. Learn more at keystoprogress.com.
We're at the King County Elections Office talking ballots on this election day. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Heather, we're beginning to see volumes pick up across the region. North 5 at 520 in Seattle. We still have road work blocking that left lane. There are now scattered backups starting back at the West Seattle Bridge. South 5, you're going to jam up just briefly approaching Mercer down past the Convention Center. The First Avenue South Bridge is in the up position once again for marine traffic. Right now, we're looking at just minor backups at the bridge. South 405, you're filling in between Factoria and Renton. Bellevue to Renton is a 20-minute drive. And up in Everett, eastbound 526 getting heavy now, leaving the Boeing plant over to I-5. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch.
It's very important. I feel like it actually matters here.
Voters are casting ballots in today's general election. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin reports from a very busy King County Elections Office.
At King County Election Headquarters, ballots are being scanned, verified, then opened and counted.
We're expecting as many as 300,000 ballots to be coming back today. That would put us at about our projection of 45% turnout.
Many of those voters swinging by ballot boxes as the clock ticks closer to 8 p.m.
That's the deadline for you to get your ballot in a drop box. A listeria outbreak linked to frozen pasta meals has now sickened 27 people in 18 states, including a woman in Snohomish County. More from KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss.
Symptoms from listeria include fever, muscle aches, and tiredness, and they can hit as early as 3 days and as late as 10 weeks after. Food safety attorney Bill Marler says if there's a chance you have any of the recalled items, get rid of them. Don't take a chance trying to cook out the contamination.
You know, it's not worth the risk.
We're putting a list of the recalled items on mynorthwest.com. Seattle police have released photos of a man who robbed and bit off the finger of an 88-year-old woman at her home on 64th Avenue South last month. Neighbor Chris Potts tells KIRO 7 TV.
All kinds of cops out here. Fire truck pulls up. All we heard the cops tell the fire department is she's missing a finger. My daughter and I are like, what?
Detectives say the suspect is believed to be a man in his 30s. You can see a photo of him at mynorthwest.com. Seattle's Major League Soccer team stays alive in the playoffs with a big win. The Sounders beating Minnesota United 4-2 at Lumen Field last night. Game 3 in the best-of-3 series is set for Saturday in St. Paul. Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh is now officially a finalist for American League MVP.
The pitch to Cal, swinging a drive, deep to right field. There it is, number 60.
Raleigh's 60 home runs set a record for a catcher and a switch hitter. Sources are telling the Seattle Times the Mariners have formally exercised a contract option on ace closer Andres Munoz for the 2026 season. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 54 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour left to go. Tons of stuff still to get to. Lots of stuff we haven't chatted about. And we have a special guest, Jason Rantz from Seattle Red 770. Joins us now in studio. Jason, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Jason, a couple things we want to promote on your show later today. Mayor Bruce Harrell is going to be on your show, as is his challenger, Katie Wilson.
Yep.
And today's the day. We're just hours away from you having to get it to. You got till 8 p.m. right to get it to the ballot box.
8 p.m. Do not put it in a mailbox.
Right.
Now tell people why.
Well, the biggest reason why for today specifically, there's some other stuff we can get into, but it has to be postmarked by 8 p.m. and many times people will put it in a mailbox just thinking it will get picked up at some point. It might have already been picked up, and so people aren't always paying attention.
And you can put it at the post office today.
As long as it gets postmarked by 8 so they have to postmark it in front of you. But I would play it completely safe and just either take it to a Dropbox location or go directly to an elections office, which you can also use to get it counted. That's the best thing to do today.
And that's at 8 p.m. No matter where you take it, it's 8 p.m.
Exactly.
If you want it counted, take it someplace you
Not
know.
8:01.
Not 8:01.
Not 8:01.
You ever seen those ladies tackle people at 8:01 too? It's crazy. They shut it down, man.
Do they tackle them?
Well, they
kick them in the shins.
They block it because
get out of here, you.
They block the box. People have been I've seen people come up because I've been that close and get it in, but lots of people behind me.
They should.
That's the rules of the road.
That's the rule.
Yes.
You've had 2 weeks to get your ballot in. That's on you.
Exactly right.
Jason, let me ask you a few questions because you're going to be talking to both of these folks today. I'm going to give you some of the betting markets on the positions for Seattle mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Katie Wilson right now, according to Kalshi, I don't remember how it's pronounced, she has an 82% chance of winning. Bruce Harrell has a 22% chance of winning.
What about a tie?
I guess there's a chance that they tie.
I'd bet that. Is that a side bet?
Is that a prop bet? Would that be a prop?
Tie? We had with thumb wrestling a thumb war to settle it.
Okay, so here's another one. Predict
I
It, which is another betting, gambling. So it's like an investment. I don't know what it is. You can bet. Predict It, saying that, let's see here. Katie Wilson has a 83% chance, so it's pretty close to the other one. It compares pretty favorably with what Polymarket is saying about Mamdani in New York. He's over 90 now. They're saying 92% chance of winning in New York.
Yeah, so Mamdani one has the possibility, slim as it is, but a possibility of being a little bit more exciting, mostly because they just shattered records they haven't seen since 2001 for voter turnout, which could mean one of two things.
Yeah.
Most likely it's a lot of younger voters who traditionally don't vote are really excited about the Mamdani promises. Yeah. But there's the possibility that there's also folks who realize, oh my God, he really is going to become the mayor. That would be catastrophic for our city. Let's go out and hold our nose and vote for Cuomo. I don't think that's the case, but it's possible.
There has been a huge push, though. There's been a lot of people in New York who are now like, hey, let's vote for this guy, even though you never want to vote for him.
That is a talking point coming from the Cuomo campaign, right? It is a campaign talking point. It could be real. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, if I'm his campaign, I'm pushing that messaging right now.
Well, you have to. Anything you can
so I don't know if it's true that all of a sudden he's got some momentum on his side. That's different for Jack Ciattarelli in New Jersey. The polling does suggest that it's getting a little tight. I still think he ends up losing, but I do think the enthusiasm gap between him and Mickey Sherrill, it's pretty significant where maybe you see a surprise there. You're not going to see any surprise in Virginia, with maybe the exception of the Attorney General, just because of the scandal with his Democratic opponent.
Yeah. So in Seattle, do you think that Katie Wilson is most likely going to wake up as mayor of Seattle tomorrow?
She will be determined mayor tomorrow at about 4 o'clock is my guess.
After the counting.
Yeah, so clearly momentum is on her side. The numbers are on her side. The latest data dump we got yesterday on voter turnout from the county is at 19.5%, which is embarrassingly low.
So people are not excited about either of these candidates?
Well, the people who are excited about her. It's a smaller group, but they're going to vote for sure, and they vote day of. The most progressive voters in Seattle, and really Washington State, they vote the day of, which is different nationally because usually day of voting is for conservatives. But in this state, day of voting, for whatever reason, is progressive. What Bruce Harrell, this is what you need to look at tonight when we get the numbers at 8:05 or whenever it comes down. Bruce Harrell, if he wants to be somewhat comfortable, needs to be up probably between 5 and 8 points. If he's not up between 5 and 8 points tonight, he's 100% going to lose.
Wow.
Being up by 8 points, I don't think he is a guarantee that he wins, but it just means it's going to be a lot closer. If he's up by, let's say, 2 or 3 points, he's going to lose. If Katie's up by 3...
Because all those Katie Wilson votes are coming in.
If Katie is up by 3 votes tonight, she's guaranteed to be the winner.
Have you thought about the conversations that are happening behind closed doors between her and her husband. I mean, she's never run anything like this.
She's saying, finally, we can afford daycare on our own. With that, yeah.
Doesn't the mayor's job come with daycare?
No, I don't believe it does.
What? She's like, what? Mom?
She's like, Mom, I need another check. Aren't you the mayor of Seattle, Katie? Mom,
she has turned that
expensive.
into although a little bit cringy video, but I do think that was a smart strategy.
Yeah, it worked. It worked for her.
It was a smart strategy.
All right, I want to play you this clip. I told you I was going to make this earlier, and you wisely sent me to ChatGPT, and
You made it better.
I made it better. Yeah.
Well, ChatGPT made it better.
ChatGPT made it better. Absolutely. So this is if Katie Wilson wins, it will feel like a TV comedy, like from the 1980s. Just this hapless person who happened to win something that they're in no way qualified to do.
It's going to be season 6 of Stranger Things is what I think.
Just scary.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think about this, Jason.
You were raised on sitcom television, right? As we all were.
Yeah. It's very 90s already.
You can see the vibe, right?
A little long intro, I'm not going to lie.
You're right. You're totally right.
AI does that always.
Well, Katie Wilson had a big, bold plan. Talked about justice, taking a stand. But when the votes came in, the crowd all cheered. Now she's in City Hall, and things got weird. Madam Mayor, oh no, didn't think she'd win the race. Now she's sitting there with that uh-oh face. Madam Mayor, oh boy, she's got ideals but no idea. Where's the budget? What's a zoning thingy? Better call HR 'cause she's lost already.
Yeah, Madam
There were
Mayor.
many times that I could picture her doing something away from the camera, then turning to the camera and doing a knowing look and then smiling and giving a thumbs up. That was very good.
I love it. She's going to be sitting at her desk, like she spills coffee over everything, and then she just goes, oh, and just looks at the camera.
And all the regular guys are her executive assistant is Cameron from Ferris Bueller.
Sure.
You know that
Yeah.
was it Bronson Pinchot? Those names. He's in there, right?
Yeah, coming in.
All those guys are
her
the
husband
executive.
constantly interrupting like formal city hall meetings. He's like, honey, I baked the perfect bread. Try this. And she goes, oh, geez.
John Larroquette playing her husband, right?
Because he dreams of being a stay-at-home baker. None of these things are jokes.
Madam Mayor.
These are all real things. Real things.
I love it. She has ideals but no ideas. That's
The fact that her
great
husband,
line.
who doesn't have a job, wants to be a stay-at-home, who wants to be a bread baker, which he could do, but he says he can't because he's too busy volunteering at her campaign.
He's not the first gent, right? That's just Mrs. or Mr. Husband of the
I don't think
governor.
we refer to
We don't-
first.
yeah,
we're
we
not
don't-
a first
okay,
family.
just making sure.
At least I don't think we do.
I don't know.
I hope not.
By the way, I will say I met Bruce Harrell's wife today for the first time, and my God, did he make a mistake of not bringing her around?
On the campaign trail?
100%.
Really?
She was awesome.
Why did
She's
he-
got personality. She sucks up to people. She goes like, "Oh, I feel like I'm meeting a real life celebrity." And I said, "You are." And then she
You
laughed.
know what? You know
She'd
what?
already met
That's so
us
smart.
and John Curley.
And
That's
that's
so
what.
smart.
Yeah. So she didn't lie to you.
She did have a very warm personality. I didn't even
Yeah,
talk.
she was awesome.
I didn't talk to either of them.
Yeah.
I just saw them across the way. Everybody was over there glad handing. I was like, listen, I have integrity.
Yeah.
Plus, it was too busy. I didn't think I could get over near him without his security getting nervous.
You're not a voter. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He's not going to get my vote because I don't vote in Seattle. But she did. You're totally right. If he would have put her out on the campaign trail, now she may not be comfortable doing that.
Maybe,
She may
yeah.
not want to do that, and that's totally fair. Like Katie Wilson's husband wasn't doing that either. He was baking, sourdough starters or whatever
Yeah.
he's doing. All
I'm
right.
just saying she was delightful.
She did seem delightful.
She was delightful.
Is there any chance he could do that in the next few hours?
No.
Just like put her out there? No, it's
Nope.
too late. Is it too
Everything
late?
is too late.
Everything's too late.
There's the chances. I know they say 82%, 83%. That I think it's higher than that. That she
Well,
wins.
tell him that when he comes on your show in a little bit.
I will.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll get very awkward again.
It's going to get very awkward. All right. Speaking of awkward, can we talk a little bit about this? You have an interesting article on SeattleRed.com right now. SeattleRed.com. People can read about it. It's on the idea of healthcare for illegal immigrants, which is a big part of the conversation that they're having about why the government is shut down? The government is still shut down. How many days is it? CNN normally has a ticker, but I don't see one right now.
35.
35.
Tomorrow's the record.
Okay.
The record.
No, yesterday was the. Oh no, today's the record.
Okay, tomorrow.
Tomorrow it beats the record. There you go.
Tomorrow beats the record.
Yeah, today is the record.
Shutdown ever.
Is that a coincidence? Tomorrow beats the record the day after Election Day. Is that a coincidence?
I think maybe on the timeline for the record, I think it was intentional to do it before the election. It could have happened 2 weeks ago instead of a month ago, I suppose.
Do you think they're waiting on these national results?
I think they're waiting 2 or 3 days after the federal results.
So it doesn't seem too on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. If, say, the Democrats win the governorship in New Jersey and Virginia, does the Republicans then say we need to start talking, go to the table and start talking about healthcare?
No, because those are 2 blue states. And that's been like the missing conversation. You're supposed to win in both of those states if you're a Democrat. Now,
Virginia had a Republican governor.
It did, but you're talking about a once-in-a-lifetime kind of politician for Virginia that ran at the right time. He's incredibly talented, and he happened to run against someone who's incredibly weak. But the reality is you have 2 blue states, and in particular Virginia, and this is why I think, to your point, Spike, there's a little bit of politicking going on in closing the government. Those are government workers who are also overwhelmingly left-leaning. So this pushed them in a little bit of a direction. I think that the Democrats saw probably some internal polling that suggested that at least the base was not as enthusiastic as they needed them to be so that they would win back Virginia as they should have and maintain New Jersey. I mean, the No Kings route, that was a get out the vote scheme, essentially. That was for the base. It was clearly for the base. It wasn't for everybody else. And I think they were just banking on that. But this will give them the opportunity. Here's how they'll frame it when they reopen the government after the election. Say, you know what, the Republicans, they were so stubborn. They wanted to see people suffer, and we're heroic. We stepped up, and we had to just reopen because people were suffering, and we couldn't wait another second because the Republicans were making everyone miserable, blah, blah, blah.
If it's close in those 2 states, if say they both go blue,
close,
and it's
that's
close, will that embolden Republicans to hold out longer?
They're not the ones holding out. They were always negotiating. They did not shut down the government. They were negotiating up until the moment that the Democrats decided to vote against the continuing resolution. That is factually accurate.
And not a moment since.
Well, of course not, because the government is being held hostage by Democrats who are trying to use pain and suffering for some extra points and leverage in their negotiation. That's being done in bad faith. At the end of the year is when the subsidies go away, which, again, remember, who was in charge of putting in the subsidies that sunsetted at the end of this year? That was the Democrats. Yeah. This is a 100% Democrat issue. And the thing is, Republicans would have given in on some of the subsidy requests coming from Democrats, but they made a political decision to do it before the election because they needed a little bit of a helping hand today. That's why they did. They were 100% going to get members on the House side and on the Senate side to go along with some subsidies. But now they're asking for way more than what they otherwise would have received, and they're not going to get it.
I thought they wanted just a continuation of the subsidies that are already in place. That were sunsetting in 2025.
No, so that was part of the negotiations that they were having with Republicans.
Yeah.
And then they said, we're not going to continue with the CRs, and that's what closed the government. And so they said, okay, well, then we're not going to continue to negotiate here. Reopen the government, and then we'll negotiate in good faith. They were negotiating in good faith. And by the way, go back and look at all the reporting. Even at the time, it was also saying, yeah, they were making some headway. You've got, what's her name, Marjorie Taylor Greene even, who were on the side of, yeah, we're going to give in. Because she would be from the camp that generally would say no to negotiating on any of this. She was against Obama.
But she's trying to run for Senate now.
I don't know if that's why she's doing it. There's some ulterior motives, no doubt.
She's got
But she was in the camp of wanting to continue at least some of the subsidies.
Well, she knows that a lot of her constituencies rely on these subsidies.
I don't think that's why, but sure. I mean, it's true what you just said. I don't know if that's her reasoning.
Fascinating.
Can I play this clip from Mike Johnson? This is kind of talking a little bit about why they shut down things. I thought this was kind of a good summation of what's happening right now.
Democrats are fighting for health care. You've heard this over and over and over. Let me say something very simply about this false claim. It is the Democrats who created Obamacare. It is the Democrats who did that without any Republican votes. It's the Democrats who, by extension, have cost the American taxpayers and people who have health insurance have made their costs skyrocket. It is their policies that made that happen. And so instead of reforming it, the Democrats don't reform Obamacare. They want to subsidize it. They want to spend more taxpayer dollars. That, by the way, goes mostly to insurance companies, which makes the cost rise further. That's the Democrats' plan. When they passed Obamacare in 2010, they called it the Affordable Care Act. We know the truth is exactly the opposite. By some estimates, premiums have risen 60% in many categories since they passed that bill into law. Now, the fact is the opposite. Republicans are the ones fighting to save health care. Why? It's not just talking points to us. We do this. We have ideas, and we have already implemented ideas and measures to reduce costs, increase access and quality, and eliminate fraud, waste, and abuse. Now, why do we say it's not just a talking point? Why do we say the Republican Party is the only one advancing common sense reform solutions? Because we've proven it. We did that in the big, beautiful bill, the Working Families Tax Cut. We took a look at Medicaid, and we took on that challenge. We took action to reduce fraud, waste, and abuse in Medicaid. We got able-bodied young men without dependents off the program. We got illegal aliens off the program, and we saved $185 billion just to start. We got millions of ineligible enrollees off the program, and it preserved it. It strengthened Medicaid for the people who rely upon it, which is the elderly, disabled, and young pregnant women, as we always use in an example. No, it's not about health care. That is a false claim, and everybody knows it. Everyone in America, and certainly everybody in this room, understands that this is about something else.
So you guys are thinking this thing is going to end in probably 3-4 days from now?
Be my guess.
Yeah.
But in fairness, I could have also made the argument and did that they were waiting for the No Kings rally to be done with and then reopen, and that didn't happen.
And that didn't happen. Yeah. Interesting. All right. We have a lot more coming up. Jason Rantz, you're always a great guy to come on. We appreciate it.
I am an amazing person.
Tune in. What time are you getting Harold in?
They'll be on in the 5 o'clock hour.
5 o'clock
we'll
hour.
also have Harmeet
What time are you
Dillon from
getting
the DOJ.
Harold on? Because you said that pretty quickly. It sounded like you said what time are you getting heroin. And I want to make sure people understand Mayor Harold will come on with you, as will Katie Wilson today on your show.
Katie Wilson, just hours before the polls close.
Same time, same room? Battle Royale?
No.
You're not at the same time. What are you nuts? I don't want to be in that room.
No, nobody wants to be in that room.
The charisma vacuum that is that room.
So uncomfortable.
They would suck the charisma right out of your body, the two of them, like sponges.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Bye-bye.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value, and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today, and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour, and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Nobody likes that backed up feeling.
Because everyone's home.
More people, more problems.
Hard getting things done.
Harder on your drain.
Wait, what?
I'm talking about slow clogged drains.
Right. You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
What's the deal with drains?
People are home more.
Lots more.
So we're seeing more drain clogs.
Because they're used more?
Flushing things that shouldn't be.
Yeah, and I'm running my disposal more too.
And before you know it, you've got a clog.
So, I call Apollo Plumbing?
You call, we come, it's cleared. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
We're clog busting, drain clearing plumbing professionals.
Even really bad clogs?
We're not done till your drain's clear.
Promise?
We can get it clear, or the service is free.
Now that's a guarantee.
Plus, Apollo plumbers are clean, screened, trained, and timely.
Clean really matters.
Your safety and ours is something we take seriously.
CDC seriously?
Booty sanitizers, gloves, masks.
Appreciate that.
We even offer contact-free plumbing.
If I want?
Right, because we aim to be your personal plumber.
And my drain?
There's no clog we can't clear.
Guaranteed.
We're Apollo Plumbing, always ready right now.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Stacey Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's ProSculpt.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Get ready for a night of nonstop laughs. KIRO News Radio and Muckleshoot Casino Resort are giving you the chance to win 4 tickets to see Mike Epps live at the Muckleshoot Casino Event Center Tuesday, December 9th. Enter now at mynorthwest.com/win. That's mynorthwest.com/win.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. U.S. senators from both parties are said to be negotiating behind the scenes to end the government shutdown, which tomorrow would become the longest in U.S. history. Meantime, the White House is trying to clear up confusion after President Trump posted on social media today that he would not release emergency funds for SNAP food benefits, despite a court order. CBS's Stacey Lynn explains.
Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt was asked if the president was going against the court order when he posted he would be withholding the benefits until the government reopens.
No, the administration is fully complying with the court order.
And insisted he was referring to future SNAP benefits.
The city of Seattle is not waiting for the feds to act. The mayor and city council have approved using $8 million from a contingency fund to help the estimated 50,000 city residents who rely on SNAP. Voters in several western Washington cities are casting ballots today. One of the issues for mayor. Let's start for Seattle.
Incumbent Mayor Bruce Harrell has far more experience managing people, balancing an $8.5 billion budget, and more education than opponent Katie Wilson, a law degree versus no college degree.
I'm running for re-election because I'm the best qualified.
But Wilson's supporters say she has a fresh perspective. She ran to provide people with affordable housing.
And unfortunately, our current mayor was the face of the opposition campaign.
The deadline for ballots is 8 p.m. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
In Tacoma, council members Anders Ibsen and John Hines are vying for mayor as Victoria Woodard steps down. Everett voters are deciding between incumbent Mayor Cassie Franklin and challenger Scott Murphy. Reaction is pouring in from around the political world after the death of former Vice President Dick Cheney. CBS's Bradley Blackburn reports.
The flags above the White House were lowered to half-staff in honor of former Vice President Dick Cheney.
I know the president is aware of the former vice president's passing.
Cheney helped shape Republican politics for decades, but following the January 6th assault on the Capitol, he and his family became sharp critics of President Trump.
He tried to steal the last election using lies and violence to keep himself in power.
That earned him admiration from many Democrats.
His family says he passed away from complications of pneumonia and cardiac vascular disease. Wall Street closed down on worries about the actual strength of the tech industry. The Dow down 251 points, the NASDAQ off 486. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Heather. Seattle Sports has the update. Sumner, we've got a listener that texted in to warn us about a big old pothole westbound 410 at the on-ramp to northbound 167. It's in the right lane. Daniel said he thought his dashboard was going to fall off when he rode through it. WashDOT is en route to repair it. Here in Seattle, looks like we've cleared that road work north 5 at 520. Now it's just our typical mid-afternoon we're dealing with, which is slow from the West Seattle Bridge into downtown. South 5, you're crowded through downtown Seattle. The First Avenue South Bridge is in the up position yet again for marine traffic. Minor backups at the bridge. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is a 40-minute commute. And driving through Fife, north 5, just before Porter Way, a disabled vehicle blocks your right lane. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 54 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, 2 hours left to get your ballots into the ballot box. Do not send it by mail, I've been told. Drop it off in person. Spike, you have an event coming up that we wanted to promote a little bit.
Yeah,
you're hosting, right?
One of the hosts, one of the MCs, I should say.
Yeah.
We're doing a tribute show, a celebration of life. You can refer to it as you will. It's not a memorial. Don't call it a wake. We lost Bob Rivers to complications of esophageal cancer. Bob had a tremendously wonderful life and storybook career and a tremendously hard-fought fight all the way to the very end of his time.
What a big life.
Bigger than life.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So next Thursday night on the 13th at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel at their event center, we're having a celebration, music, comedy. Our band, The Impalers, will play Heart by Heart, which are the remaining members of Heart outside the Wilson sisters, because those breakups never really healed.
Sure.
But Bob played with our band, and Bob played with Heart by Heart. It was important for us to both
that's
be a part of this. Yeah, Bob loved live performance. One of the reasons we started making song parodies was as a staple of our radio show, and then performing live for fans, for friends. It's why we started The Impalers 20 years ago, and why Bob played with us, played with Heart by Heart. His son Andrew is a professional comedian who tours the country. He's made his living in comedy. Kid just like his dad, found something he loved and stuck with it day in, day out. So we'll have a lot of special guests, former show members, former participants, people who came to town and played on our show, musicians who came through town and played on our show.
Yeah.
Are going to be a part of this tribute at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel next Thursday night.
If people are interested in finding out a little bit more about this, I think we're going to post some of this stuff on our social media pages.
Thank you. Yeah.
And there are a few tickets available.
Yeah, it's a beautiful new venue, brand new venue. They just
quite
put
a hot
together.
ticket,
yeah, the tickets are going pretty fast. There's
don't
still
sleep on this one.
Still a few remaining, but I guarantee you you won't be able to walk up and get a ticket. I'm pretty certain. We're into the last bits of tickets available.
Do you get nervous about doing live shows? I mean, this is going to be in a few thousand people.
Boy, that's a funny question. I was thinking about this last night because I was chewing on.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to try ventriloquism for the first time ever in front of people.
Oh, smart.
No.
I heard that's a good idea. Can I be your dummy? I'll just show up and you can paint me like a dummy.
And then can you imagine how good we would be if people bought this? They'd be fantastic.
I could dress up as a little silly
guy. You willing to
guy?
help? Little tuxedo on, your little red tie, little bow tie.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You're a good man. You know what? It's funny. I'm not preparing anything. I'm not. I mean, we were going over what songs our bands would play We're going to collaborate with a bunch of guest musicians that are come and play at this show. I'm just going to speak from the heart. I mean, a guy literally changed my life. Literally found me in Baltimore, saw something in me he had put his faith and hope and trust in, and literally changed my life. The life I have today, I owe to this guy.
It's amazing.
Just because I was a complaint caller to his radio show. So, we're just gonna speak from the heart and thank him because he changed so many people's lives. Everybody who listened to the show, and I hope we share the same relationship with our audience. We had a lot of time to grow and develop that relationship with Bob Rivers. We're 25 years on the air together. Downtown Joe will be there. Jody, all the people who played on this show over the years, people who came and went through our show that can be in town, that are still with us because time's marching on, man.
Yeah.
But they're all, and BJ Shea, who Bob brought to town.
Yeah.
Who did 20 some years in town himself at the old KSW where he took our job at KSW after we moved on. BJ's going to be one of the MCs with Joe and I, and just to kind of keep things moving. And we're going to have video tributes, and we're going to play some nostalgic pieces of the show. And a lot of Bob's son Andrew is going to do a live comedy set, but his other son Keith Rivers has become an international film producer with television and film.
Yeah.
He makes commercials and documentaries. Yes,
famous commercials.
He's putting some video together that's going to be wonderfully, profoundly thoughtful.
Oh, imagine.
And impactful to
Keith's
what.
a good
yeah,
kid.
Keith's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Good guy. I was going to say he's his kid, but
it's it's funny. It's like those two are like brothers. Bob's kids are like little brothers to me. It's funny. Bob was like a father.
I was going to say they are brothers.
Mentor. Well, I mean, to me, these, and that's kind of the way Bob treated all of us in the show. One of the things about it was a real nice piece in the Seattle Times today. You can find out information about how to get tickets there. Go to Snoqualmie Casino Hotel's website, and that's the easiest way to get tickets. I recommend
or our Facebook page.
Or our Facebook. Oh, thank you. We can link it there. That'd be great. But I think BJ is quoted in this piece in the Times about how Bob was all about spotlighting others, about sharing the spotlight. He was, Bob, how this business is. There's a lot of egos in entertainment, and you have to have a big ego in entertainment. You have to have a big ego to believe in yourself.
Sure.
To believe that what you do and think and produce matters to people.
Who cares about what you have to say? Yeah.
Right. And sometimes we're delusional in that, and it builds these people who think they're the sun in the center of the universe.
People tell us that all the time. Thank you.
Yeah, we hear
right.
We hear it a lot. But Bob was about seeing talent in others and spotlighting that and giving people opportunities to shine. I think that's why we were as successful as we were for as long as we were, is that, and I've said this to you guys too, on and off the air, that everybody's opinion is valid. And everybody, no matter what station they have in our show's dynamic, what their job was, phone screener, booker, guest booker, producer, whatever it may be, their opinion is no less valid than anybody else. Even if your name's on the show. Mm-hmm. The guy answering the phones for us, and there was many different people over the years, their opinions matter. And Bob saw that, and he highlighted that. And he allowed people the opportunity to shine, and that's what we want to try to.
Son of a confident guy too.
Yeah, exactly.
And somebody it takes a lot to hand that over to somebody else.
Yeah, it does. But because the product was always more important to Bob than being the star or the host or whatever it might be.
Yeah,
having the biggest voice in the room, that didn't matter to him. What mattered was the product and giving something of value to the audience, and that's kind of what we're trying to make sure we do on Thursday night.
So they get to remember somebody that they love, and they're also going to get a great show.
Yeah.
And how cool also to get a chance to meet up with a bunch of like-minded people who all love the same stuff.
Yeah.
That's a real blessing to be able to do that.
And Bob made his home in North Bend, and that's why we're having it in the Snoqualmie. It's a benefit show.
Yeah.
To benefit the local food banks.
Beautiful
and,
casino.
Yeah, it's a beautiful venue, and it's Bob's neighborhood.
Yeah.
Afterward, we're going to scatter his ashes all up and down the freeway. No, I'm kidding, because we're going to salt the road with him. No, I'm kidding. But Bob would love that. Bob would like that joke.
He would like that joke.
We'd like that joke. We're going to try to be irreverent but respectful and thoughtful. And we love the guy, and he loved us back. And we're going to share that with the audiences and their fans on Thursday night.
It's so cool to think about all the different people who have launched from his show too, which is a sign of like a great successful show, like your career, but also your side career with the Impalers.
So many people.
That's where my father-in-law, before you and I started working together, when you were just a guy who was working at KIRO,
right?
And I was just a guy doing the night show at KIRO, and before my father-in-law passed away, when he was still with us, he knew that I was going to be working in the same building as you, and he goes, "Oh, I love Spike, with the Impalers," because he used to come to your shows.
Our shows, yeah.
And before they kind of moved out of town, but so it's just like all the different people who got to grow out of that little radio show that started all the way back in Baltimore.
There are people who work all across the country that came through, were on our show, or interns for our show at some point, and they've gone on to professional careers in different cities across the country.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice night. Thanks,
so it's going to
guys.
be next Thursday.
Next Thursday, the 13th, Snoqualmie Casino Hotel.
What time?
Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7:30.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, check us out on Facebook for more information on that. When we come back, why don't we get into a bunch of texts? We had a bunch of really great topics today, a lot of opinions from folks. Tune back in. We'll be right back with some of your text messages. You can still get a few in if you want to try. 888-973-5476. We'll be right back.
So what will you have today? Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry?
When it comes to picking ice cream, there are lots of choices, and they all look and sound so good. Choosing a Medicare plan is a lot like that. So many options, all sound good. But if you pick a plan that's not right for you, there can be serious consequences. Hi, this is Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man. Open enrollment season is underway, and we're all being inundated with advertisements encouraging us to choose this Medicare Advantage plan or that one. Maybe the best choice for you is traditional Medicare. To make an informed decision, you need to do your homework. The Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program has a free Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit to get you started.
This is Insurance Commissioner Patty Kuderer. Our Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit has a checklist of 7 easy steps to help you decide which Medicare plan is right for you.
Order your free toolkit today at insurance.wa.gov. That's insurance.wa.gov. Or pick up a copy at your local library or senior center. Then go get an ice cream.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Cold is leaking and rats are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Time is running out to save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. Now through the end of the month, save big on home comfort systems, generators, water heaters, and more. Plus, take advantage of 12-month interest-free financing and get your home winter ready before the chilly season starts. Trust the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest to be your dedicated home comfort company. Call Bob's today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
At Care Partners Senior Living, we believe in providing quality care at an affordable price. Instead of spending on luxury and expensive art, we invest in our people and accommodations with a focus on compassionate overall health. Our communities offer independent, assisted living, and memory care designed to preserve dignity, independence, and your estate. Affordable, personal, trusted. That's our promise. Please give us a call. We have beautiful Care Partners communities throughout Washington and Arizona. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at Progressive.com.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a Good-to-Go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A Good-to-Go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
One day, the words on the page blur. You hold the menu a little farther away. It's subtle until it's not. At Near and Far Vision Partners, we help you see clearly, near, far, and in between. Expert surgeons, advanced technology, sharper focus for every moment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at nearandfarvision.com or call 425-900-2414. Near and Far Vision Partners in Bothell.
Welcome back to the show. A lot of text messages today. Lots of stuff. Why don't we jump right into these? Let's do it. Laura, start away. Fire away.
Who should Laura vote for?
Yes.
We got so many responses. My ballot is in your hands. And I think everyone's leaning one way, but let's go through these.
Katie Wilson.
Greg in Gig Harbor says, look at my record. Is he proud of the condition the city's in now? Is Bruce Harrell the best of two poor choices? Bruce has a resume and a record. Both have blooms and thorns.
That's a nice turn of phrase. Blooms and thorns.
Blooms and thorns.
That's nice.
425 says, I think Laura should vote for Bruce Harrell. This came from Bruce in the 425. No, I feel like the city is moving in the right direction. It's certainly much cleaner. Certainly we're getting safer. He works with the police department. He doesn't want to defund them. The other candidate has no track record and very few qualifications.
There you go. Tony in Buckley says Wilson can fake it and make it like everybody else does in politics, LOL. There is an element of what the heck? Let's just try something.
Let's throw her at the wall and see what sticks.
See if she sticks to the wall. And that is likely what ends up happening.
Ian Q. Alep says, vote for yourself in the write-in slot. I don't stand a chance.
Wouldn't that be interesting if we had enough listeners? I think that would technically be skirting election laws and illegal, and probably not even an option.
We did offer a
top
time,
two,
right?
We're a top two. So
okay.
Is there even a write-in on the
I
Seattle mayoral?
don't think there is.
Isn't there always a write-in?
That's a great
I thought
question.
it was democracy in action.
Well, we're a top two state, right?
Yeah, if those two earn their place on the ballot. Yeah, but that's an interesting question. Is there a write-in? Somebody, they text us, but we're out of
Somebody
time.
let us know. I don't vote in King counties. I don't know.
You know what?
they
I'll
have.
double check my ballot when I get home.
Okay.
Here's a question for you. If you have the opportunity to write your name in, would you write your own name?
No, because that's just throwing my vote away.
I'm
I'd rather pick the
in
best
agreement.
of two bad choices and actually have it mean something with the voices of other people.
That's probably a good idea. It cancels out my next question. If you had to vote for myself or Spike for mayor, I won't force you to answer that question.
Don't make me. It'll tear the show apart.
We will make you.
Looks like Laura's cat got another vote. Great. The 206 says, for Laura, I would say please vote for Bruce Harrell. While I may not have done anything exceptional or extraordinary in his first term, he has made a lot of progress in a horrible state of affairs he was given. Part of the issue in our city is we are too quick to kick someone out of office. As a longtime Seattle resident, I would like to see him continue this progress. As you mentioned, Katie does not have the experience, and I'm afraid if she gets in there, she'll be bullied by the city council and won't know how to manage that big budget.
It is a giant budget, way bigger than she's used to. I do think one of the failings of Harrell, I was talking about this earlier with somebody else. Actually, our not news director, our big boss here at the station. We're talking about how when you look back in the long line of Seattle mayors, because they tend to get rid of mayors pretty quick.
Yeah.
They shake them off pretty fast. They all have big blunders, which kind of inform, or at least what people remember about them.
Right. There was a moment they didn't rise to.
Yes.
Okay.
Snowmageddon.
Sure.
You remember
Yes,
Snowmageddon?
Sure.
Was that Nichols?
I think it was. His is the only street that got plowed.
His was the only street.
Right?
He didn't plow streets. He didn't put down salt except his street. And everybody went, whoa. And nobody liked that. Who was the guy who was, there was like, he had like sexual predator stuff.
Ed Murray.
Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez Louise.
Yeah.
This was a bad
With
one.
like foster kids that he was working
It was
so bad.
It was horrible stuff. Then you had, McGinn's was like, he's kind of quirky and he rides a bike and he just looks disheveled all the time.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he was
his-
Mr. Bike Lane.
Mr. Bike Lane. Yeah. But Harold hasn't really had a big blunder. He just hasn't had anything that's phenomenal.
Well, how are
either.
you leaving out Jenny Durkin in The Summer of Love?
Jenny Durkin,
Right.
Summer of Love,
Right.
perfect example, where everybody goes, that's a big mistake. Harold hasn't really had that big mistake. The closest thing I think he came to was his niece. That uncomfortable separation from his niece, who,
and then
who
there was the
left and accused of sexual harassment
The
stuff.
chief of police fiasco. That falls, I think, on the mayor's feet, right at his
But
feet.
none of that stuck like Snowmageddon.
Yeah.
Nothing they're looping on Fox
Nothing
News.
sticks like snow. But he hasn't had that. But he hasn't distinguished himself either in his time. But maybe that's impossible to do in Seattle. Maybe they're just not interested. Let's see. Molly in 425 says, I don't live in the city. That said, I hope Mayor Harrell wins. He seems to be much more qualified to run. You have to admit things are better, and the defund the police mentality scares the you-know-what out of me. She's totally right about that.
And on Katie Wilson never having been up the Space Needle, Unicycle Mike says, I think Smith Tower is a better view than Space Needle, and it's way more adorable. And I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Did you like this? You like Smith Tower better?
I like Smith Tower better.
I was up there recently with the missus. We did the
What'd you think
walk
of
around. It's nostalgia. It's the
I don't think it's a
old
better
school.
view.
That's
not
the
a better
pointy
view.
one?
But
Yeah,
it's a
a pointy
better,
one.
it's a better old Seattle
You walk
building.
there's a walk around like porch or whatever that you walk, fully circles the building. It's got the big no jump cage over it. That's how old the thing is. It's got metal bars so you can't take
I
that
lost
leap.
my retainer there once when I was a kid.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Maybe they can find it. If they're looking.
I accidentally threw it away, and my dad went and dug in the dumpsters outside the Smith Tower to try to find it,
Whoa.
rather than pay like $600.
No,
to
that's
replace it.
that's a scene from Parenthood.
We're
that
on
didn't really happen. It
We're on
really
our
happened.
third
That
retainer
literally
right
happened.
now for my son.
He
Third
did not
retainer.
like it. Yeah, they're expensive.
They're expensive. Quick side note, fun thing to look up. Smith Tower has an apartment at the very top.
Right?
You guys remember this?
Yeah, I remember this.
I had a babysitter who used to babysit for the family up there.
Okay, so the family who lived up there were like ancient friends with the family who owned the tower, and they gave them like very favorable rent rates, and so they lived up there for a very good price. And they just got to live on top of Smith Tower,
Yeah.
which
It's a
that's
dream.
got to be the coolest apartment
They
in
have a
all of Seattle.
bathtub with a huge window that just faces Mount Rainier.
Unbelievable.
I mean, yeah, jewel of the city.
Pretty cool. All right, that's all the time we got for today. Make sure to get your ballots in if you haven't already. We will be back tomorrow. John Curley's coming up next. He's going to have a bunch of election stuff for you. Hope you guys have a wonderful night and you get everything you want with whoever you voted for. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
The John Curley Show.
And the reason I love autumn the most, and I guess that's why I love to grow pumpkins,
Weekdays 3 to 7.
is because it's nature telling you summer is over and soon it will be dark and it will be cold and there will be no light. And just before, nature says, here's a prize for you because we know you're going to go into hibernation. So here's orange and yellow and fiery colors everywhere. So this is our final gift to you.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com. PureTalk.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
There is one real estate agent who's been helping KIRO listeners longer than anyone else, and that's Wes Jones with sellwithwes.com. Wes, you've helped KIRO listeners in good markets and more difficult ones. What do you think has been the secret to your success?
Experience has taught us that to outperform the market, we needed to do things differently from the status quo, that we needed to do more. Our exclusive system covers innovative marketing locally and internationally, leading to more eyeballs on your home, better listing prep for better showings, negotiation strategies that eliminate pesky buyer contingencies, and generate stronger offers. Through our exclusive client programs, our sellers enjoy an extraordinary marketing experience utilizing techniques a traditional agent cannot offer.
So if you want to sell your home faster, at a higher price, and with fewer contingencies, if you want more, visit sellwithwes.com. Sellwithwes.com, a better way to sell your home.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM, and HD1.